All right. So I still say, and I've never looked at this way before, is that I've made plenty of subfamilies, but I'm thinking you really need a robust library of subfamilies in order to get real work done. So we're going to be exploring that. You look at what that previous live stream was. I just gotten to the point of making these doors, and we're going to make them a little bit more clear. We're going to add some detail to them, okay, so that you can see the effect of it. But we need to make a few more subfamilies in order to really capture this guy, okay? So to do that, I forget where I was in the Revit. Let's see, because this is the most challenging part. And that is because of how Autodesk does this, you can't tell which one of these tabs is which file if I have multiple ones open. So what I like to do is I like to come into this view, and you'll find if I go to the reference level, boom, it popped to that reference level, okay? Then if I go to the left, or I'm sorry, you're going to see the front should be this one. You see how it slightly changes? All right, that tab. If you watch how the right tab is going to change, you're going to see that when I do this, that brought all four of my views of my family that I'm writing right now. Okay. Which just so happened to be that door family. Okay. The face-based door. But the nice thing that I had with this, let's see. So I don't have these really named right. See, this was that same exact problem. If this is my back, this should be my front. Which, yeah, I guess it will matter for the new one that I'm creating. But you're going to see that this next object I'm going to make is not going to be a door, and it's not going to have any of those objects. Now, unless you're constantly running the purge, right? You've got to be real careful because these subfamilies, if they build up with any extra families, you'll notice I have a generic model, the clearance door in here. If you're not careful, you'll get a bunch of these nested subfamilies that no matter how you try, you can almost never purge them. You purge the job, you go in and purge the family, and you still won't be purging the objects that are in those nested families. So you got to be really careful when making nested families. And on top of that, you have to be careful which ones you load them into because that's where the mistake is. When I was in here and I went to a load family, right here, loading the project. If I'm not careful, I might load it into a project that I don't want it to be loaded into, which is exactly what I was about to do. But what I was trying to do was show you if I pull all four views up to the top and then hit close inactive views, you'll see that I have one other family open. Now we'll give you can see right here, it's a face-based door. That's what family I'm in. This was the clearance door. Okay. I still haven't figured out exactly what that. Oh, you know what that's showing? That's cutting through this object because it's just tall enough. Okay. And that's so hard for people. How do you set the view range? Where's the view range? I don't understand. You have to come down here. You have to click on this, then scroll down to the view range. And if I raise my view range up to like 8 foot and 9 foot, you're going to see that this line right here, that's where that's coming from. Okay. It's just that it was hitting the cut plane. Most people can't even find the view range in a family. So, that's the whole idea. This is there's so many deep things. I want to go back to that generic model. Let's see. So this one here, I showed you that just for no purpose because I'm not saving that because it doesn't really bother me because I understand what it's doing. But here, I think what we want to do is we want to make this same guy, but we want to make it a double door. So how would you make this into a double door? Well, we're going to try something. These were symbolic lines. Remember, annotate symbolic lines. I'm going to drag them over here. And I'm going to drag this guy. I'm going to take those two, and I'm going to mirror it. So that at least in elevation, it would show that it was a double swinging door. Now let's actually test that. All right, I'm going to pull this over here so we can do some testing. So if we go to 4 foot, what happens? It doesn't look too bad. Actually, we can see that the swing, the clearance swing, it's got issues. But you'll see, let's see if we change the height to 8 foot. Looks like it's working. Okay. I'm going to go back down to a 2 by 4. And we're going to see what that looks like. See? So that door is all changing. Now, the amazing thing is this extrusion that we made, a lot of times people work so hard on this. Watch, all I'm going to do is edit this extrusion. I'm going to drag this over, slam it into there. Then I'm going to move it 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Then I'm going to take all of that. You see this reference plane? I'm going to take all of that, tab, and I'm going to mirror it around there. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's all the work I'm going to do. Now let's see if he's working. So if this guy is a 4 foot wide door, look, kept that joint right down the middle. I'm going to see it. It's actually a gap like it was a door, right? If I had changed my scale, I would be able to see that. But what we've got is this guy. All right. Now, he obviously had problems already. He should have had an alignment here. See back here, he should have had an alignment to right there. Boom to boom. And that should have been locked. Now, we can see he's not really going to be that wide. So how wide is he going to be? His width is controlled by what this depth controller is, right? And you see how that was going to the width? I'm just going to make a new parameter. Half width. And I'm not going to put that in dimensions because I like to be nice to other people. I'm going to put that in other because it's going to actually get a formula to drive it. So now what you'll see is if I go in here, you're going to see down here, see how half width ended up down here by itself, right? So what I can do is I can say, oh, I just know that that's the width, Control C, Control V, divided by 2. Now, if we watch this view over here when we do that, bloop, just what we needed. So now, what would it hurt doing a mirror? Now, let's test things out. I don't think that's going to work. I think that second door panel is going to be not working, not moving to the right location because he's not constrained. So let's just change this width to 5 feet. And sure enough, I was right because it did not have this guy from here, align, and lock. All right, so let's test this guy out a little bit more. This time we're going to test it out by looking at the 3D. If I make this 6 by 3, by 6, actually we're going to make it 6 by 8 like it was a big old door. Boom. Oh, we got a little bit of a problem up here. Okay. And all it is I don't think it has an alignment. It lost an alignment to there and lock. So now let's make this guy a 2 foot by 4 foot. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's keeping the gap. Everything's cool. I now have myself a pair of double doors. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead file, save that family. Face-based. double door. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to build. I think the next object I want to build is the louvers. Yeah, let's look at that PDF. I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to build this louver guy back here. All right. And I'm not wanting to get overly complex. And I definitely don't want to do what everyone else does and build those as individual little louvers and weigh down my file and weigh down my project and make everything a nightmare. Okay. So that object, interestingly enough, is going to use this height, this width, and this guy here. I think I'm going to rename that guy to depth. But my new one, it's not going to need this parameter, so I want to clean this thing up. You'll notice these ones here, can't delete. Those are part of a door family. So this is where it tells me I should really change to what kind of family my next object's going to be. And I'll be honest, I'm probably going to make my next one a generic model. I'm going to verify that this thing is not going to be a shared family, okay, because I don't have a reason to need to schedule it or anything like that, which is really going to be interesting because you're going to find that this nested family in my equipment family is actually going to have those door swings as a shared family, and we're going to see what the effects of it are. And I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what those effects are going to be. What I wanted to do is I wanted to change that to generic model. Then I want to look at my parameters and look at how easy my parameters have gotten. And all I need to do is rename the one. Now, this next object, I like height. And I'd be honest, if this is the width, I think I'd like it too. There it is, width. Because my next object is going to be a louver, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these doors. Over here, I come over and I just say delete. Boom. It's going to take those two doors out, clean my family, make it nice, reduce the size of it. It might leave a material, but beyond that, no. These louvers, I don't need any symbolic lines, so I'm going to go ahead and ditch them. Right? And this is no longer a door as well. All right. So this object here, I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what? I don't ever like to waste a good object. But I'm going to make it back to a full solid. That's all right with that delete dimension. Was that my half width? Nope, that was it. All right. Now, here's the interesting thing about a face-based family. It's the coolest thing. Now, you see, I can actually copy that solid right over 0. All right. I just copied it right on top of where it's already at. The difference is, and I'm going to show you this, I'm going to release this. Okay. So that I can say this is 1 foot. See how that big box is there? Well, that means that really what I'd like this to be is minus 4 inches. Yeah. I'll call it 6 inches. All right. Now, you don't really see anything right now, but I'm going to change this guy to a void. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do a cut. I'm going to pick this object and I'm going to pick that. And watch what happens when I hide this door. I just cut a pocket in there. Okay. So if I unhide that, what you're going to see, we're going to start to play some games, because that's what I figured I'd do till 7 o'clock. So that's pretty good for 45 minutes. We're going to try to show detail that's coming from patterns. Okay. So this louver, when I looked at what I was seeing on their file, what I was seeing was this guy here. We're not going to need that thickness, so we're going to remove that. We said in that other object, we went down to -6. So this is sort of really silly because we're just filling back in what we already did. And then I'm going to say that it actually starts at -2. And you'll see that now I've got an object that I can put a material on, okay? Because that's how that object is made. So what we're going to do is we're going to take him. We're going to go right here to material. I go to the default, and I would name this guy louvers. And I'm going to say 3-inch. Control C. So now I always checkbox this. I come to appearance. You have to hit that little triangle. And then when you duplicate, you'll see that I want to paste that same thing here. Louvers 3-inch. Now I can pick what kind of color I want. And maybe I do want this a little bit darker. Maybe I want to go with a color. I don't know. But the big part is over here, we're going to put in the foreground, we're going to put a model pattern on. And guess what? Remember that copy? We're going to paste that again. And then that's going to tell me right here that I can make this 0 and 3 inches. Okay. And what happens is now you'll see I've got something that looks like louvers. At which point I would purge and purge. Now, if you said to me, what about if you wanted a lip wrapped around there, right? Like there was a little angle to set that back in. Let's actually see where I'm coming up with this idea. You see, I swear I saw this little angle right there. Now, what if the person you're working for says, I really think it's important that you see that angle? Well, I can tell you, you want to be real careful. We want to be thinking about these objects like we're looking at them from this distance. And I can sort of see that. So I can sort of give you an okay on that. So let's see how we would do that. Okay. So if we just went in here and we said create a sweep and said sketch a path, understand I was in this top view. If we draw it just like that, notice he's going to get attached to those 4 reference planes. Okay. Now this step here is so frustrating. If I want to be drawing this in the top view, see right now it's set up for me to draw it over here in the right view. But if I want to be able to draw it in the top view, that comes in real play when you're dealing with not rectangular shapes, but like a curve or something. You can actually pull it, but you can't do it after we hit OK. So you see, I can actually pull this guy. Let's see. Did I just mess that up? I did. I did. See, so exactly what I was telling you not to do. You got to go sweep. You got to go sketch path. You then lay that guy right on those reference planes. This is the spot right here. You have to move it here. See, a second ago, as soon as I hit this green checkbox, I don't know. There's another way to move it, but the only way to move it is to delete lines and then draw another line back that you just deleted. But you can do that. But what you would see is right here is where we would be drawing that angle. So I just simply say edit profile. And I say, okay, what are you guys thinking? You want a 2-inch? 1, 2. Actually, you know what? Let's go to 1.5 inches. Right. Finish and finish. And now you could wrap that thing with another piece of metal. All right, another type. Now, really, that means this guy, if I came in here, really needs to be set off that 1/4 inch. How do I do that? I go to offset. I say a 1/4 inch here. This is always a pain to type. Don't move your cursor while you're doing that. And then I go to copy, come back down here, click once in white space. And now I can actually hover over it and hit tab, and it'll go all the way around that circle and move that guy in. Now, that you sometimes think might make you non-parametric. Let's test it out. So if this guy is a 6 by 6, no problem. 6 by 2, right? The width is changing. I like how it's working. What we'll find is we no longer need the thickness. Now, if you wanted to play real tricky, okay, I could make this thickness be the depth. Edit. Thickness. We want to rename that to the depth. So now, I'll be honest, I think that I would probably move this up so I have the width, then the height, and then my depth. And I'm going to make my depth right now 6 inches. Okay. And actually, that brings up an interesting one. So what I'm after is that void space right there. You see how he was -1 foot? Means that I'd like to put the depth as -6 inches. Oh, that's not good. -6. All right, so if I took that space and I could come here and I could say, this goes down to the depth. This one here goes down to the depth. Now, as far as where the start is, you could write a parameter to do that. But what I'm showing you is I can actually make this be now -2 feet. And what you would see is that box is real, both of those boxes are real big. So I could really make that might be -4 inches. I must have said 4 inches. Yep. See how it pushed the louver out? So the idea is you can start to have control of it. I don't really know that I like that. Because I'm telling you, my goal is to make these families very easy. So I just have to change a couple dimensions and maybe a couple controllers. But I'll be honest, I think I'm overdoing it. We're gonna actually save this and see how big he is, and then see how he works. So we did our purge. Yep. We're going to do our file save as family. And we're going to call this a face-based louver. I don't know that I really like the face base being at the front. How could we designate that? Face-based louver. So the idea is, if we go back to the family that we're playing with, there's a louver on the back of this guy. So my hope is that I can now go to my my face-based louver, which I do want to show you. It's only 364 KB. Now I'd like to be able to just drop him into the project. As I said before, this is a family. It doesn't work like a project. When I drag and drop it, it's actually opening it. Because I have it open in another copy of Revit, it's saying, uh-oh, warning, and I'm going to say, I don't really care. Okay, right here's the louver. I can now load this into my project, which is my rooftop unit. Okay. Now, I happen to know that it's in this front view, but that's not really an easy way for me to work. Okay. Well, I'm going to drop it in there. Remember, what you can do is you can come over to here and you pick on your 3D, then you would actually see it in 3D. And see, this is where I can now, I have this louver, and all I need to know is how wide he's going to be. 4 foot by 3 foot, right? And I'll be honest, we're going to see as we add these last couple details, how well this ends up working. But the idea is, if I look at this PDF, that passes for this louver back here. So the next thing I was going to try to do was I was going to try to do these vents right here, which are going to be a little bit different. I'm trying to think whether I want to make them, and this is where you always go, if you make them too parametric. I think I'm going to call those vent louvers. I don't think they ever really called them out. What do they call them out as? See, they're right here. They are the three. Ironically, on this unit, it's sort of cute. You see it here, and you can see it here, but they didn't project it into this view. But you never see those louvers on that side except for this one spot. And then with the other part that I thought was pretty neat, because one of the things that we're going to create next was going to be these hinges and this disconnect. You'll see that this disconnect is called out in elevation, but they don't have one called out in elevation here because they never showed you this backside view. So they put the safety disconnect here. But the idea is, what you really want to do when you're building these families is you want to get these important little bit of information. So all the shareholders, all the people, everyone who's got a stake in the project can see what's there and look at any potential problems they see with how you've laid out the objects. And I think that the LOD 450, 500, 600, 900, whatever the heck it is, I don't really think the LOD captures that. And I worry about how the LOD is written because, they don't even seem to address the fact that we need to be putting fireproofing on structural steel. They don't ever identify the fact that it's real important how an architect declares his walls are fire rated. Okay, because if he's not real careful on how he does that, the MEP trades can't even tell where fire rated walls are. It's very difficult. Okay, so I just don't think. I think people lost the point with the LOD 400. It all really sounds beautiful on paper, and until you really get into it up to your neck, you don't realize a lot of it's good, but they're missing the big picture, which is, see, by what I'm adding to this thing is I'm going to show the person that both these two doors, they swing open. Okay, I'm going to show that you need to be careful not to have that window washing bollard right there. I'm going to show that you can, I'm going to try to get more people involved in it. When with the cloud use, I think that's what needs to be done. So how do we build this guy here? I'll be interested because I have a lot of respect for what these people have actually done. So I'm actually going to go see what they did. All right, see, this is where I have to open that family. To open that family to get to these extrusions. Okay. So what if I just wanted to be super lazy and I wanted to copy that right there into my file? How would I do that? Well, it's probably not a bad idea. And I knew I saw this disconnect. That's interesting. Yeah, let's take this guy here and we're going to save him to where we can steal from him. And I apologize for calling it stealing. I don't, if anyone's using my stuff, I don't consider it stealing. You really can't control where this stuff goes. All right, so this is their generic RTU. I'm going to let it be exactly that. So now and understand this is absolutely tricky because this is where I'm actually writing my families. So now, if I properly take that stuff and put it through this right here, we can put all the rest of our objects in the next half hour before other people join on this stream. And we look at the next task that we're going to do. And we're going to be building a lot of kitchen equipment in the next couple weeks. So if you really want to learn how to build families, we're going to be building quite a lot of families. And part of what we're going to be doing is borrowing from other families. And that's where I think that a kit of parts is really going to be beneficial. So notice that I clicked in that 3D view, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this generic RTU. See, I wanted it to open just like it did. I wanted it to open in this view right here, okay? See, that way my other 4 views are all good. So what don't I need? We're about to build that louver. So it does not need the frame. It's probably also does not need this box, right? But I do think having the cutting ability would be beneficial. And see, that's where the depth becomes real nice. Now, I'll be honest, if I took this guy here, see where that's at 0? I'd probably take this up to 1. Because it's a void object, you're not actually going to see that. But this way, I could now tell someone that I can put those louvers at any depth right up to 0. And you see now there would be no depth. Now we see the cutting cube, but he's not really going to be there when you push it into the project. So I'm just going to hide him. Okay. So if we looked at this and we said, wow, this is some really nice stuff here, I would like to have that in my file. Remember, you got to be real careful because they've put a lot of parameters in here. Now I'm going to show you in my file right now, we just have 3. Okay. So we're going to take that guy and we're going to say, copy to clipboard. We're going to come over here and we're going to see what a paste does. Okay, not terrible. What exactly am I looking at? So I'd really just like to lay those down on their side, right? Can you do that? Can you rotate? Yes, and the reason is because this guy is not associated to a work plane. So guess what? If I wanted to over here, I could rotate that as well. And then the last thing I could do is I could edit its work plane and say, put that on my reference plane, center, left, right. Now you'll see that what he's actually doing is right here is his extrusion. You need something? Okay, see how he's all tied back down to here? So that means that over here, if you were wanting to put him on that work plane, now, what we would probably do is you'll notice if we gave this a depth of -2 inches, oh, nope, we don't have a reference plane in there. See, this is where what you can do. So you could throw a reference plane in here and you're not going to be able to snap to avoid it of an object. Oh, you know what? That's not going to work because that's not going to be a negative number. Fine. Void's gone. Thickness is gone. We're going to try to keep this flying fast. So what you would find is in this view here, this is where they've set this up. Oh gosh, that's how they did it. Yeah, I don't think I need all that. And I personally, I don't know that I would actually do this if this is in the right view, you would drag this down to here. Now the problem is going to be when we change the height of this at all, things are going to go bad. So let's actually try that. So if we change the height to 5 foot, oh, you see what it did? It moved them all with it. But now if I move this back to 2 foot, so it gets close to here, now let's watch what happens when I go back to 5 foot. Still working. Well, it's still working. Maybe they've got extra dimensions on the left-hand view as well. I don't know exactly. I was not what I was expecting. Usually it'll grab associativity to that one over there. But you see, what truthfully is happening is they don't have a height in this one, in this family either. They just have a width. And they just put those 3 louvers on there. That's exactly what happens. So let's change this to height of 1'8". Maybe this will actually pick up what I was trying to do anyway. 1'6". I think it just did it. It just broke. We go to 1'4". Nope, it's not doing it. So really that thing is 1'4". Now I showed you before how to link to these start and the ends, but that's not really going to be real easy to do. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to not host him to this side. I'm going to host him to this, which is named left. See, right? Edit work plane. I should be able to take him over to the left. And you see, this is one of those times where it's the direction that it was, the reference plane was drawn is causing that to go that way in the positive. And I'd really want it to go in the negative, but I don't want to write some fancy formula. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this guy, snap him to that plane, and lock that thing. So what now should happen is we should have these louvers, which we really can't change the depth. So guess what? We're going to ditch it. And we really can't change the height. So we're going to ditch that. The only thing we can really change is the width. Okay? Oh, did I not do it? Yeah, there it is. Oh. Which view was I in? Why am I seeing height? Oh, because it's a bug in the software. There's a real shocker. So this guy here gets really a good idea to do your purge. File, save as, family. He was already named louver. And I was going to put this exterior. Now, I think at another time, it would probably be a good idea to write that thing as a parameter. And I think we'll probably end up eventually doing it, but just to keep this thing moving smoothly so I could be ready for the 7 o'clock transfer. When I did that, now I should be able to come back here to my other copy of Revit, to this guy. And you see, that was why I had done all of that. That was why I was going to do all that cutting. It just came back to me. The reason I was going to do all that cutting was so that I could load this into the project so I could cut a hole in that door. I was going to show you that you can actually cut a hole in the door. We say create component. There it is. Now, see how that can be problematic having that clearance box? That was what I was prepared for. That's why I made it so I could do a medium. And you'll see that I can now rotate that around and I can put that louver on. Let me look at my Revit model again. So you can see that one of those has one, and then the other one, so you can make this be 1 foot, make it be 1'2", nice and clean. And if you didn't like how he was coming in, you can see he's a width of 2 foot. What's going to happen is this door here is going to be more like 4 foot wide on the one unit. Nope, not that. Did I not change it to 4 foot wide? Let's see. Interesting. It moved it again. I'll have to figure that one out. Width, 4 foot wide. That was what I wanted. So if that's 4 foot, we would know that this guy here has to be a little bit less than 2 foot, like maybe 20 inches. Then you'll see that what I'll end up doing is I'll put another one right over here. Not real thrilled. See, my reference planes are not working too good. Let's put it in. See, when I drag, I don't like how those reference planes are working, and I'll be curious to why that is that way. Let's see if we can go to this view. You're going to see that they probably react differently. See how they're reacting? See how they're snapping to each other? Now, with just a little bit of dimensioning, see what I'm proposing is the idea that we can make that family a lot easier. So now all I'm going to need to do is make the size of the door, the size of the louver, the size of these little guys. All right. And then what is on the opposite side? I believe the opposite side just had a door. Yep, has one little door panel up high. And that'll be worth showing. And this one here's got, this one's got 2 door panels in the back. And I'd almost bet that around this side, it's got one of those door panels that look just like this, because you see how I can see these louvers? And that's that orthographic projection. So I think the only thing we've got to build now is these guys up top here. That ought to scare the daylights out of most people. Oh, you know what? Since we've got that stripped out guy, let's make this thing here. So how would you even make that? All right, I see how to make that. So I'm going to have to go to my other copy of Revit where I was making louvers. And you see how I've gotten rid of all those other doggone dimensions. Do these? Yeah, they stay back. They were snapping. So that first one's really simple. That first one looks like this. I think we'd all agree. Let me look at it one more time. I think we'd all agree that we see a round coming up out of a square. I think I'd see that. So how do you draw that? I guess we're getting to the point where we'll go back to our standard template when we need to start making more parametric. So I've deleted all those reference planes. I'm left with the center front back and the center left right. They're both pinned and they're both insertion. It defines origins. So I'm just going to basically draw that little object right here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create that little square. Step most people never see is go to a polygon, make a 4-sided polygon, and then see what happens is I can just come out here and say, yeah, all right, I'll buy 1.5 inches for that disconnect plate. Right? Now I'll zoom in here so you can actually see it. But you see, I only want that to be about 1/4 inch. And maybe 1/2 inch. Okay. So This is relatively small. You don't want to be wasting your time with a lot of detailing, but you're going to notice that it's so small that if I tried to put any dimensions on anything, these dimensions would be monstrous, wouldn't they? Right? Oh, gosh. How am I even going to read this? So what I do is I come over here and I say, oh, I'm working in a really small detail. So I'm going to come up here and make that 1.5 inches, right? See how the line weight jumped down? Everything looks a little bit better. So now, next step, create. I'll stay with a simple one, an extrusion, right? It just looked like there was a knob coming up out of there. Now you got to understand, when I'm modeling, because I have these 4 views open, I can say, oh, that thing starts right here on this plane. Notice that all that did was made it a 1/2 inch off the start location. And then from there, maybe I'm going to go up 2 inches. Okay. Let me look at that detail one more time. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was doing. So the next step is going to be putting that handle on. That handle, I'm just going to create an extrusion. Let's do this. We'll come up 1/4 inch. Come out here. I don't know about this, but notice that if I'm zoomed at a decent zoom, I'm getting all even numbers. My recommendation. All right, now you see how that guy went shooting to the moon? We only want him to go up that 2 inches. Right? That took it right to the top. And then I might say he starts 1 inch up from that. Now, in my honest impression, if you simply do a join, and now you would never do joins if you're going to add connectors after. You want to join to the primitive geometry. Don't join to that join shape or put your connections on that join shape. I don't recommend that. Okay. Now, the only thing that really had in it, if you were looking at it, is it looked like he had a little bit of a curve. Some people think they have a little bit of a curve down there. So watch how I would do that guy. Okay. I'd just come down to this view and I'd say create an extrusion, not a void. I know you would think it would be a void. And what we want to do is we want to come down, I don't know, like the 3/4 inch. You come out here at a 45. So I can snap that on. You go up and over. Trim that. Take that guy and mirror it. Now this one's not super critical. You can see it up here, right? I probably just want this to be -1 inch. And let's try that again. -1 inch and 1 inch. Okay. And all I'm going to do is turn that object. Then I turn it into a void. And I simply say cut. And now it looks like a little bit more of a handle. And you, by all means, you could make some minor adjustments if you wanted to. You see how that stretches. And this one should stretch. And we could slide that down. Oh, and there, I knew there was going to be a spot where it really can't join. Yeah, it has to have a little bit. You either have to jump it, you have to jump it a lot or just a little. See, so I could probably move that guy down to here. I just have to get past that distance. Okay. And if that's what you want your disconnect to look like, remember, we don't need this dimension. I was just giving it to you. We purge it. We purge it. We save as. You know what? Good idea for me to check which category I'm in. Generic model, I like it. And we save as family. And it was called a safety disconnect switch. I like that. Actually, disconnect switch. See, now what you'd find is over here in my actual one I'm making, I can now take and throw this safety disconnect switch. Remember, actually, you know what? Before I do that, I want to clean this up. So what I want to do is I want to go to this view, and I'm going to make sure I have my 3D view up to the front, my front, and my right. And I'm going to close all the other ones. So you see all these other families? These are going to be causing me problems. I need to close them. I'm not needing them anymore. Okay. Now I can drag this disconnect switch up here. Once again, that's giving me that same warning. I say I don't care. I load into a project. Now I could come out here and you would see I can put that disconnect switch wherever I want. I can also pick him and space bar him if I need to. Okay. More importantly, now I didn't make him as a shared family. If you did make him as a shared family, and to be quite honest with you, that actually tells you something real important. It's probably a good idea that we take this thing here and not make this a generic. Why don't we make this electrical equipment? And then we can load that back into there. And then we'll actually end up playing and seeing if we can turn that off. Because I'm not sure whether you can turn it off if it's not shared or not. So we got our louvers, we got all of that. We got the extra door around the back side. Of course, all of that looks much sexier when we turn our clearance boxes on. We need to create the master shape for this, but that's not going to be very difficult. I think the next one's going to be that doggone louver. That's what it's going to be. So I can actually close this. You would see there's only one of those families, and I could close that disconnect switch. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to hit a save. And let's see what that rooftop unit is now. At 654. We're up to 804 kb. So we don't have a whole lot of room, which is not a bad thing because all we really need is a little bit of shape work. Let's see, this guy here, he should be able to come down. Yep. Right. And see, that's the whole benefit. And if you noticed how it was cutting back here, this is where I made that louver actually cut in. See, so you can actually see it. Now, that's not obviously the idea. The idea is for that to be inside of the box. What people don't understand is if this thing is mechanical equipment, which it's going to be, right? Mechanical equipment, you can't ever see that cut with a section box or a section cut. So you're never going to be able to see what's in there. That's part of the problem with those families that they gave us. That's why we're remaking those families. Okay. So I guess we might as well make that other part. So as we've got it right now, notice, do we see a million families when we go a million parameters? No, we see our depth, our height, and our width. And I think I'm going to really want to be width, depth, height. Okay. So now we can plug those numbers in. And that's a question I've had for a long time. I don't know how to get these to read inches, I don't believe. Let's try it. If we go to manage and we go to project units and change our project units to decimal inches. No, fractional inches is what they had. Fractional inches. And I'll like 30 seconds. See, now when I go into my parameters, oh, sure enough, that's good. All right, so what we can see is when we look at one of these guys, bear with me. Yeah, that's real nice. All right. So just for giggles, I'm going to make this thing, and the base that I've got drawn right now, I was envisioning being this guy here, 65 inches. So I've got 65 by 99. Let's see, 65 by 99. We'll just punch it in and see what happens. It's not that one. 65 by 99. Okay, so I wasn't too far off. Now, by all means, now all I have to do is adjust these things. Like say, oh, this type door here, this door is actually 4 foot tall or 5 foot tall. Now I haven't set my height yet. Oh, not 5 inches. 60 inches. What's up, Tyler?
Not too much. What you playing with? Air handler?
Yeah. What you feel like doing?
Oh, as much as I can tonight, because I doubt I'm going to be able to be on much tomorrow. I've got
What's up tomorrow?
these are the last 2 weeks in the rental, so I'm in the progress of packing anything and everything here that I'm taking and throwing away everything else I'm not.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so as much as I want to be on tomorrow night, it's probably not going to happen very long, if at all. But I can draw tonight, so let's do that.
Well, open up 2020, open up generic family face based, and let's see if we can't make this object.
I don't think I have 2020 currently. I had issues re-downloading it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's not available on Autodesk.
No,
They say it is.
you loaded that from mine.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's problematic.
Are you able to put it in the drive?
No. No one's ever had any luck with that. That's problematic. What would you do? Have to do a rebuild or something?
Yeah, I had a corruption on my computer. I think I told you like 2 weekends ago, but I wiped my computer. I had to. It was booting up for about 5-10 minutes. It was just crashing nonstop.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm going to have to figure out another game plan of what for you to do.
I
Okay.
still got shit to do in that electrical file, don't I?
Well, share your screen and start doing it. Tell me when you got a question.
All right.
So,
let me check the drive, make sure nobody touched it in the last 24 hours.
nah, no one. No, Nathan took the day off.
I was gonna say I doubt anybody did, but I want to get in the habit of checking every single time.
Yeah, that's right.
He took today off. Is he all right? Is it his birthday today? I knew it was coming up.
Oh, was it? He didn't say. He didn't say why he needed off. He just said he was taking. He needed time off.
I don't know if it was today. I just know he said it was coming up. He was turning 21.
Oh, see, when I stretch that, because it's not stretching straight up, it's blowing that equality. So that might be one of those times you want to do this and do an alignment. All right, so we got those two pieces drawn. Let's see, we're trying to draw this guy here. That's
Okay.
those two doors. We did, oh, no, we didn't. We did this one over here. So,
I'm looking at what you're playing with for a minute.
So that was the 99.
Looks
Was
like
the
that
width.
goes to the fins.
And I did 65, and then it goes from 65, it goes to 89. All right, I think I understand that. So that's going to be in which view? That's got to be in the short distance. So this guy, yep, that's how it's drawn. That's how we got it drawn. We got a little bit lucky.
Did you have a good day?
Not really. I streamed a bunch. It'd definitely be worth going back and watching the stream and trying to repeat that process.
Okay.
When do you come home on the weekend?
Yeah, I usually drive home Friday after work.
You're going to need to make a trip down here and get this damn dongle and load 2020. That's big part of the work is helping me with the library.
10-4.
So that one door is on that other side. All right.
You want me to do that this weekend?
I
I won't mind.
don't think that's I don't think it's that big a deal. So that's actually right. The only thing that's wrong is this one gets another door.
Ooh, actually, I'll probably come down the first if you're available.
There you go. And this guy gets rehosted. Can't grab it there, so you have to take it to medium. Big host, and this guy's going to get moved over to here. So you have the louvers back there. Is that correct? These doors are tight and on the back. So back here, these two doors are tight to each other. Yep, remove that constraint. Can't have that. They're more like that. And that damn disconnect switch is over here. And on that side, you have a louver. Let's see how that looks. That louver's a little bit bigger. That door panel's a little bit of a weird door panel. All right. So we come back here. We can make this guy a little bit taller. Height. Let's make it 48 by 48. And let's make this 36 inches. I like that. And then this door goes away. And in this view right here, see, because that's where we've got this width of 65, we need that other object up there, which is what I'm going to call that is the upper width. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put a reference plane right about here. We're going to make that not a reference. Nobody even cares about it. And we're going to make this go from here to here. We're going to call that the upper width. So, all right. At which case, we should be able to draw this little bit of stuff right here, which I'm just drawing this triangle and it's a little bit squared off at the top. Right here, I go create an extrusion, and he's going to come from here up to here. And now I'm streaming. Come down 6 inches, close that guy off, finish. Now we'll see that's only going this distance right here. Now that's where If you're smart, what you do is you make this guy the extrusion end be the depth. So he's the proper depth, and all you got to do is rehost him to the back work plane. Oh, you bugger. That is so doggone annoying. I'm going to have to figure that one out. That means I can't do it that way because it actually has to be negative depth. So we're going to make that be none. We're going to go the weaker way, which is to drag that and snap that. You see how that reference plane is dark blue? Release it and pin it. All right. If you've done that, now I should be able to come down here and say 89 3/4 inches. Where the upper width is, I should be able to pick that and say that's actually 89 3/4 inches. And it pulled it right back. Okay. And believe it or not, you can actually join these two shapes and get rid of all those lines in there so it looks just like that guy. Now, the only thing we're really missing there's a little lip which they seem to think is important, this little channel guy. All right. So how do we do that? That's just going to be a simple extrusion in this view, and it's pretty much lined up right about in here. So if I just went in and said create an extrusion, notice how I don't want to draw from nowhere. I want to come from the reference plane and come out. Then I can make that thing 3 inches. Now I need to zoom in just a little bit to be able to snap to 1/4 or 1/2. I think they use that probably for a pick point is what they're actually doing. Now you notice that just puts this little guy in here like that. So we're going to try something different. Let's actually try not hosting him to the back, but hosting him to the front. And then making it the width. No, not the width, the depth. The depth. See how that now? See, so what happens is by building it that way, I can now adjust the height, width, and depth. And you'll notice those are the only parameters I have. This upper width, I'm going to actually put that in an other category. So that's ones people don't normally need to adjust with all, but the idea is, you see how many parameters are in mine? Let's take another gander at how many parameters are in theirs. Okay. Which is what makes it so hard for a rookie. Speak up, rookie. To be able to figure out how the heck to use, to be quite honest with you. It's rather difficult for any of us to use. Did this have the disconnect? See, they didn't even put that doggone disconnect in there. Let's see how good they actually were. This object here is a disconnect, right? It's a power switch. They call it a power switch. The other place called it a disconnect. And I'll be honest with you, I think I made that exactly the way they did. As a matter of fact, you can even see the little lip. So what I just showed you how to create before you got on was exactly that. But this should not be a power. This should not be a generic model. This should be an electrical object. We're going to look at the benefit of that later. What is this thing here? I did think it had a visibility, so that visibility might tell me that is the flue. What does that mean? That means that gets turned on if this is a gas-powered unit, is all that means. All right. It looks like you're supposed to have a grill out here on the front as well. All right, there's the grill on the side, which we put in. I need to move that up a little bit because I need to have room for these guys. What are these guys? See if I come to where visibility is. That's the powered exhaust by HH. Then the other one, and I look at the visibility, that's a barometric. That should not have an N in it. That should be a barometric relief. And if I hide that, what is this thing? That's just a void little pocket for it to go into. So let's go back to mine. And we're going to begin to see why we're writing these this way. See, so this guy here, and I just changed this a minute ago. The height of this is only going to be more like 36 inches. Reason being, you might need, oh no, I'll leave him where he was. I'll just push this up just a little bit so we have room for that flue and that other stuff in the bottom. Now, interestingly enough, we could use another one of them guys. And we could drop it right out here, right? See, because if we do this, anyway, let's rotate that so he's in the right direction. We could take a stab at what his width is supposed to be. Let's go 36 on that as well. Could probably make that a little bit taller. Oh, no. I just messed up. See, I changed this one here. So this guy here has to be duplicated. Then I can go 36 by 60. Say, okay. Scoot it up just a little bit. And maybe we'll go 40 inches. And create similar. Now, by all means, there's a lot of ways you could make that a line. Probably I would come over here and I can actually probably see if I drag this guy up. You see how where the other one is behind it? Boom. Snap those two together. If I wanted to, that would be in my left view. So I could come here into my left view, and that's where I would see those two buggers. So now I could take both of them and just eyeball slide them over so they're centered around the machine. Now, my question is, what's wrong with that piece of equipment? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and save that. We're going to look at him. Family Creations right there, rooftop unit. I'm almost to a meg, which is bad. You know, I don't want that thing to be a meg, but you can see how big theirs is. Theirs was actually 3 meg. We don't want that. But we're rapidly approaching. You can only have so many of these subfamilies before you're going to make your object too big. We need to get these fans out on the end. So let's see. I took this guy. Nope, not that one. This guy. This generic RTU. I told you before, I like to be in this view, in the 3D view, so that when it opens in that 3D view. Ah, you dirty dog. Well, that's not totally terrible. How did they make that family? Oh. No. That's not the family I need. Those flues. Yeah, that's gonna be the family I need. So it is in there. Did it go away when I went to a medium? No, no. All right, gonna need to figure that one out. That's that barometric. And the other object, what I was actually looking for is back in their families. I want this guy here. And it's got a line in it, huh? All right. I don't think I want a line, but I do want that object. I think I could just make it right here real quick. All right. Let's close all hiddens. Come to this side. We're going to make a new family. It's going to be a generic model face-based family. And I want to put that object in this family. Not too bad. Looks like it worked. We can associate him back with the left-right. Okay, so that shows us how they wrote this was in the right view or the left view. Right? They did a revolve. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to drag all that over. I'm going to take this guy here. I'm just going to slightly change how we make this family. Hopefully improve it. All right, so if we look at his 3D view, which I want to drag and drop right there. I want to show it in 3D. I want to go back and look at their object. All right, so it's not even that big. Up here at the top. Not really sure why they did what they did. That's the first thing. The second thing, they got messed up on the bottom. And it needs to be more like that. Okay? So now I'm going to prove to you what I'm talking about. If we look at that, you're going to see that what they've done is put flat spots on that hub. So that I can now put those flat spots on that hub. Watch how. We're going to come in here. We're going to go to the reference level. We're going to create an extrusion. It's not what you would think. We're going to do a 4-sided extrusion. We're going to go from here out to about there. That's where I'm going to cut those flats on that object. So if that's the case, I need another one that looks like a little bit bigger. Okay. So you can see if I wanted to, I could pull this down to here. See what's going to happen? I'm going to turn this into a void. And then I'm going to cut this object with that object, and it's going to put the flats on there. That was the proper way to build it. The guy who built this did it a little bit wrong. Okay. Now there's only 2 more objects in here. First one's a pretty cool one. He's going to be a create revolve. When I went into this view to do it, and I'm basically just going to come in here. And let's go down there. Move all that up. All right. Actually, it's going to allow me to right about right. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, no axis. Axis of revolution right there. And finish. Now, This is where I think we can make our object look nicer than what they had, which is just something that looked gray like that. We're going to take that object and we're going to give it a material. Vault, duplicate. This is going to be a round grill. I copied that to the clipboard. I check this. I go to appearance. I make sure I hit that plus right there. I duplicate that. And I paste my thing in. Round grill. Don't really care about his color. I think I might make him a little bit lighter. But it's not going to matter because he's going to have a boatload of transparency. On the graphic side, he's also going to get a pattern, which is got to be a model pattern. And it's going to be a crosshatch, a 0, and for right now, we're going to call it 2 inches by 8 inches. Okay. So what we can see is if we adjust that material just a little bit, that material, that pattern, edit, I think if we made this 2 inches by 3 inches, I bet it'd look a heck of a lot better. See how it's got now this radial grill to protect everything? Thus, looking more like that. You still there, Tyler?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I'm going to ask you to repeat this. I want you to create that round grill. I want you to recreate that round grill, and then I want you to go into electrical. Like I said, you caught me off guard with the 2020. That's not a good one. So,
yeah.
Anyway, here we go. We're going to do that same thing, but now we're going to try to make a crazy pattern. This one I've never done before. And personally, I don't really know that you need it. Because, I mean, look how freaking cool that looks, right? Put 3 of those up there, you're good to go, I think. However, what I wanted to try was if I make that same shape, we'll just do it right here. We take that same shape and copy that up. And we say duplicate. We call this fan blades. Got to duplicate it or you mess up the round grill. Fan blades. All right, and this is not going to be transparent. Actually, we'll turn the transparency off. See the difference between the two? Now, how can we make that be fan blades? I think you can make that be fan blades if you went to here. Let's make a brand new project to do this. Architectural. You have Pyrevit loaded?
I don't think so. I don't think I have coins or
better
Pi.
get that load. You better get that loaded too. That's how you should have been renaming and duplicating all those sheets. I don't know that you got to renaming and duplicating those sheets yet. But my question is if we make an annotate detail line, we make a 1 foot by 1 foot box. Now, let's make it 2 foot by 2 foot. And we take and we put a detail line. And we do this.
Can I even? There it is. Okay.
Don't know if this will work or not. So if we made that into a pattern, PyRevit, and we said make a pattern, I think you got to do this first. Go to PyRevit, say make the pattern. Fan blades. That's going to be a model pattern. Use the highest. I think all of that's good. How do you determine where it's at? I guess it doesn't matter. Create pattern, then snap your 2 corner points. All right. So that means that I've now got one in here. So why not just do the test right in this view? Front view, north, architectural, component, model in place. I don't care. We'll call it generic model. Doesn't really matter. If we did a create revolve, oh man, there's no plane. Dirty bastard. Can you put in a plane afterwards? Could you put in a plane like this and say, boom, boom, and name that plane? Call it please. And then go back to that north view and say, create a revolve. Oh, look at that. You can put it right in it. That's pretty amazing. All right. So if we made this shape that looked like this, we only want this to be about 3 foot, 2 foot. That's what I made it, 2 foot. All right. And an axis line. Lower this down so we can see it in our plan view. And finish. There it is. Finish. Shaded view. So we should now be able to edit that in place. Pick this guy, go to the material. Down here to default. Duplicate. Fan. Blade. Control C. We put that material, we duplicate that, we make this, Control V, go back here to graphics, put the foreground pattern, a model named fan blade. It sure does look like it worked. Now the question is, what's it gonna do on that surface? Ooh, ooh, ooh. What's it doing? Is it the scale? What does it look like on the bottom? Scale's not far off. Right here. 0.5. No, I don't think that the scale is the problem. But that may actually work. That could actually look like blades, but I see the blade right there. So what you'd have to do is you'd have to do that offset. I think you'd have to do the offset. I think my scale was right. If I did that half, which is what I did, my scale was right. The problem is it wasn't quite meeting. It needs to be half that distance shifted up. Can you even do that? Tab to the grid. Go to the top. Can't move that element. Can't move that element. Can't move any element. I think it was in how it was created, which is that thing right there. So instead, did we have a little line right there? Nope, we didn't have a little line right there. I think that would tell me all the difference. Annotate, detail line. I think you need that line right there. Pick that. Go to your PyRevit. Say make pattern. Fan blades. Flip horizontally, flip vertically. So you're not going to be able to do it with the flip. So we'll have to actually do the offset. Create the pattern and go to the 2 points. Yep, see, that was where the fan blade was, and it needs to be moved up half that distance. So to do that means you'd have to delete this, and you'd have to delete this. And you have to take all of that and move that half the distance down. And then copy that. So it looked more like that. Then you would take these guys. PyRevit. Make pattern. Fan blades. And snap here and here. Oh, wait a second. Nope, I did something wrong on that. Hey, Eric.
Hey, man, I'm really sorry. I don't know what this thing is, but it's ruining me.
Yeah, you're not alone. A lot of people got it, buddy.
Ugh.
Control V.
I slept from the last time we talked until 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I told you it's been kicking a lot of people's asses.
Ugh.
Look at that. It just about works.
What's that, the fan?
I was trying to make fan blades
With the hatch?
with a hatch. See, I bet if you pulled this in just that distance, that's what I'm off to see, because I think I drew it that distance.
That's weird.
Yeah. I didn't think it would like a curve. Now, what about if you go like this, Oop, delete that. I like to draw this line in here like that so that I can come in here and draw from here and go like that to there. Does that make it any better or worse? Mediocre. And what if I change the scale to 0.5? I'd have to figure out the math on how it calculates that pattern for that revolve. But at least for right now, we could go back to the one we were putting in, which I told you I don't really think that it's important to put that fan blades in. As a matter of fact, I think you could probably, I was actually going to fake this one here for fan blades. And I was just going to come in and I was going to change this, make a new one called fan blades. And I was not going to put, I was just going to put parallel lines, 90 degrees at 8 inches. What's that look like? All right, so the 8 inches ain't enough. So probably we had about 3 inches. See, I don't understand exactly where that scale comes from. But remember, this is just to try to make it look a little bit better. See, that looks a little bit like fan blades, right? And see, my theory was if I put that below the other, by the time you ended up with the two mixed, it looks like fan blades. I think the lower one. Why? The lower one. Just to have a different rotation so that they don't agree with each other. Okay, so that the guy there, we simply purge everything. Save as family. There it is. What's it going to be called? Exhaust grill. At which point we can go to the family we're making. Grab our family creation exhaust grill, which is a little 392 bugger. When we drag it in, you'll notice hey, buddy, I'm on the stream.
Okay, I'll jump on.
All right, later.
Hey, Brian, I'm going to hop off and try and go find something to eat that won't upset my stomach.
That's fine.
I'll hop
I'm
back
gonna
on.
go
You
ahead.
on for a little bit?
What's that?
Are you going to be on for a little bit?
Yep.
All right, I'll hop back on then.
Now you just want to get those guys lined up. You'll see that that guy will snap onto there. That one should snap into alignment. And that one should snap into alignment. There's that piece of equipment that Eric's been dreading. And the last thing that we need to do is just simply look at how we're going to build the curbs, which is what I wanted him to do. So it's a good stop point for that. What you working on, Tyler?
I was watching what you were doing.
Well, show me what you were working on. What do you got left to do?
RCP should be called lighting plan. What was RCP again? Like raised ceiling, I think. Trying to remember.
RCPs are supposed to be called lighting plans.
Is that already no?
Hey, Daffy.
Howdy.
I'm blanking here.
Right there, all those electrical ceilings. All those electrical ceilings need to be called electrical lighting plans. And the views on them and the sheets as well. Then you need to duplicate, no, electrical lighting plan. All right. Then you need to duplicate all of your power plans, right? That's what you named all your floor plans. You named them power plans. Right? Power plans. Hit the pluses next to those. Those should all say electrical power plan, every one of them. The big one as well as all the independent ones. Once you do that, you're going to duplicate that and you're going to make an electrical floor plan. Right?
Okay.
Do that for a little bit. All right, check this out, Jaffe. So I'm trying to make this family here. Okay.
Yep.
Now, what I've decided, like I said, is I really think that they're best made with these subcomponents. So you'll see that this guy is actually several subcomponents. One, I can put this guy in. Watch. Boom, I can snap him anywhere. He's just a grill. Can you see that?
What's it cutting into?
It's cutting it. This is my big mechanical box. But the idea is, okay, number two, in fine mode, all of my doors actually have door swings on them. Okay, so the person can see those doors got to be able to open. Don't put a window washing bollard on top of the tower right next to that unit where you can't access that door. And
Yep.
I say that for real experience. Okay. So the idea is if we look at the and you know, I want you to grasp this because I know that you were interested from that other point of view. So, you know, what is a bad family? What's a good family? So we go to this family that they've given us that tells us about the same kind of story. It's not that different of a story. I think it might be this one here. No, those are both the same. This family, it's not just that he's 4 meg. It's that where do I even fucking begin to figure out which parameter to adjust to make what work? Okay. Where you'll notice in mine what you get when you look at the parameters, right? So this thing isn't 70 inches wide. This thing is 88 inches high. Makes it 88 inches high. If the depth isn't 99, it's 125.
Now, is that to the housing or the total depth? Or I guess that's per the size on the product sheet. Huh?
That's correct. That's correct. But the important thing is I can make it any size I want. Now, if I make that width longer, what has to happen is you have to give more width up here on the upper width for that weird triangle shape. See, then all you would do, make your slight adjustments for those guys. For this guy, you might need to adjust the width of it, right? See, the beauty of it is I've made this guy so the width can go to 60 inches. Right? And then what do you need to do with that width? Well, maybe you need to push that back, right? But you see, because of how these are working, all you have to do is match what they've got. See back here, and in here, you'll see that I actually have the door swings. Now, granted, I don't have this in hidden view. You would find in hidden view that that's what that looks like from that side. And you can see what it looks like from this side. So it actually shows you the doors, shows you the swings, has everything. Now watch, I'm not probably going to need to purge anything. Oh yeah, there was some extra doors in there. And if we file, save as family, options compact.
Less than a meg.
It's probably just over a meg, I'm thinking. Nope, 900 KB. Okay. The file size of theirs is 3.8 meg.
Nope.
But like I said, the big part is the ability to come back in here and say, I can adjust all of these 4 numbers, which I'm reading from this PDF. All I need to do is read this 99, right?
Yep.
This 65, this 89, and right, where was the height that? This was one of the bastard ones to give me the height. I adjusted it a little bit. I made it a little bit more than 52 inches. Now, don't get me wrong. They had some good, very, very good stuff in their family. One of the things that I loved in their family, the problem is any user, any Tyler or Nathan, they're never going to find this. But you would have the ability to come in here, and there is a slope. Where did I find it?
You could search parameter.
I got to look at it in the project. Let me look at it in the project. There it is, project 1.
There was a search in the parameter.
Yeah. See what they did?
Oh, yeah.
So they made a sloping curve. Now I haven't figured out, but their mistake is you shouldn't be putting that in with the unit. Okay? Because the unit is a piece of mechanical equipment. The curb is a piece of structural element. So they should be two separate objects. But because whoever hired the Revit person to make this family said, no, we want the curb built in. Now the curb is pretty doggone cool. It's an instance parameter. So over here, if I'm good enough, and it is so doggone hard, is right here's my curb pitch height. See, that allows me to come in here and say this is going on a 412 roof. See how it made it a 412 pitch? And then on top of that, and this took a while because look at how many parameters. Look at how many parameters. So many doggone parameters. And of course, everything's set for 0. But right here, you've got a curve flip. Watch what that allows. See, I can flip that thing from one side to the other. And then this one allows it to go from that direction to the other direction. But believe it or not, there's one slope that you can't go. Because with 2 yes/no parameters, you only have 3 options, not 4. The way they've written it. Does that make sense?
Pretty slick. Yeah, that's pretty slick family.
So now look, here's where it all becomes a little bit obvious what I'm trying to do. So you know those structural families I showed you, right? Those channels and those things. See, what happens is they build these curbs. And I don't know if Eric's here or not. He was saying that things didn't look out of scale. If this is 14, this isn't 6. Well, that's not what this is trying to tell you. This is trying to tell you this is using 2x6 light gauge framing. And there's what the framing is supposed to be. The framing pattern. Because what happens is the duct comes down in the top.
That's where you're saying you could put your members in there.
Right. I'm just going to slap all my members in there, put it on that adjustable roof. I've got to figure out how to make that sloped guy work because we do have sloped roofs in ours. So it sits on a curb. This is another object. And then the last thing was about it. There's a privacy fence around it. But you see what happens is, you see, when I look at this, this tells me this one has 2x6 framing. But look at this guy over here. He's got 2x12 framing. And all I have to do is change those members from 2x6s to 2x12 channels and adjust my layout right here. And you see what that really relates to is this 78-inch guy right here. That's this return cutout. Okay. There is a box on the bottom. That's 74 by 12 3/16 that I got to draw. And I want to make that extrusion. Then I want to put my connector on it. And then there's another one right here. That's 39 3/8 by 46 1/2. And I just got to get those in the right location because those are where the duct connections go. And then once I make that, and here's the problem. He wanted me to stop on all this because he's realized that these submittals aren't accurate because these are for gas units and we don't have gas out there. We have electric. So the electric unit's going to have a different footprint. Well, guess what? According to the way I've done it, doesn't matter if you have a different footprint. You just adjust the footprint and verify your duct connections. And that's something you have to do. Now, when we double checked it, they were pretty close on most of the numbers. They blew 2 or 3 numbers. So the question becomes, who is going to hang out to dry if they blow those numbers that was written in Revit 2016? Who knows how many years ago? Right now, I'm sure it wasn't written in 2016. I'm sure they wanted to use an older version to write it in so more people would have access to it, but it's still old. Now, I have a question for you with Revit. So, how are you coming over there, Tyler? You need any help?
I'm okay for now.
Did you download the PyRevit? That whole renaming exercise take like 10 minutes if you install the PyRevit. I noticed Nathan last night. He smirked a little bit when I told you to do that. You're not helping yourself by not having that PyRevit, but it's good clicking for you to do the renaming, so keep going. All right,
I downloaded it, but I might have to reboot Revit for it to open.
Well, I'm telling you that the task that's probably going to take you an hour, I could do in less than 5 minutes. But you need the hour, so do it. Don't just do it if your PyRevit's not working. And we'll figure out later how to get your PyRevit working. So part of what I've been recording, Jaffe, is a lot of this stuff. I actually took the objects and the geometry out of their family and I put them into my families, which are just a little bit different. It's just a different approach to go at them. But I'm telling you, I think it's going to work. I think it's the way it needs to be done. To have that unit, a unit at 900 kb, I've never seen a unit at 900 kb. And understand, I really could make a bunch of different sizes. I even came up with a way that if you could tell me when the size needed to shift this fan out, which is probably when the width is less than whatever number, I could actually make that go out. They tried to do this as an array when there's no reason to do it as an array. There's absolutely no reason to do it as an array because what happens is if the unit got small enough to only have 2 of those, all you would do is turn the visibility of the center guy off, which you could do all very simply. Now, tomorrow we were going to get into PyRevit. And I appreciate you jumping on because this is what I want to do. Unfortunately, my buddy's left me hanging. Haven't you, buddy? That's you, Tyler. He doesn't have any 2020. Can anyone help Brian when they don't have 2020, Jeff? You know that's all I work in, right?
Yeah, it'll be the year 2030 and you'll be working in 2020.
Well, I won't be working anymore by then, but I might be coaching a couple people on the computer, and I'm really liking how this is going. I'm feeling extremely positive about what's going on. All right. I'm going to start inviting people next month. I've already talked to Will Bethune. Do you remember him from Freeman White?
Oh, I remember Will.
Him and Travis Harrison, he was that guy at, I don't think you know him.
I got that guy, checking out the guy that's building that school website, the SKOOL, sent me his, he's just getting it started. But that's a pretty interesting way to do it because that gives you the community, the videos, all that. So combined with the StreamYard, I don't know how well it integrates to StreamYard, but combined with the StreamYard, that pretty much has everything you need.
Yeah, I think that would be a good possibility. Let's see, where the heck was that? I know I downloaded it. Right there it is, food services, which is right here, food services. Well, we can just push food services off till you know, it wouldn't be a bad idea, Tyler, for you to come down and pick up the dongle and get 2020 loaded. So what I want to do is we've got all this equipment, specialty equipment. what I was going to have Tyler do, let's actually run a schedule quantity, multi. I'll make my favorite one. Oh gosh, look at all. It just breaks my heart when people put that many parameters in a project. It just breaks my heart. Category and this, and say okay. All right. So they've got a fair amount of electrical fixtures, a little bit of furniture, some plumbing fixtures, some specialty equipment. Now, what I want to do, so let's look at the specialty equipment. So we make a view, make another schedule. If I go to specialty equipment, what I want is the family. HGEFGFFE family. Then I want the type. And actually, Misty and I discovered this. I forget which job. I think it might have been the casino. So I sort by family, then by type. I need to put the count in too. All right. So what I want to do is, you see how that family name is there?
Yep.
I want it to be here. I want to be able to call this copier.
All right. You got your Rhino inside Revit right there.
Are you shitting me? You're going to show me how to do it? It's that easy?
It's that easy.
Oh, get the fuck out. All right, do I need to go down through here and take out any commas and question marks?
Nah.
Or quotations?
Nope.
Well, it can't have those names in there, I don't believe.
You're trying to get the family name into the description, though, right?
No, I want to get the description onto the family name.
Oh. Which characters aren't allowed in the family name?
Well, let's take a look at them. Hold on. Close that guy. So what we need to do is we just simply write a filter and say that if the description contains a comma, we got to get all those commas out.
Hold on. Let me get my trusty AI.
That's it. Double tap on the enter is what you got to do.
So you can't have any backslashes, forward slash, colon, asterisks, question marks, quotation marks, less thans, greater thans, or pipes.
What about a comma?
It's not saying anything about a comma, but
What about the regular quotation marks? Did it say that?
It said quotations, yeah.
All right, we'll get rid of them in 1 second.
Yeah, the commas might be fine, but
I don't like them. Can you help me to make these title cased?
Sheesh, how did we do that last time?
Lower, upper, and lower.
Yeah. Oh, camel. Yeah, title case. Yeah. Yeah. Let me. That's a little trickier, isn't it?
Well, I got another one too that's going to be a little bit tricky. Because I think it'd cause a problem too. And that's because you can't have two families of the same name.
Nope.
That would cause us a problem, right?
Yep.
So I'll have to search for that. I'm almost there. Good Lord, there's a lot of these sons of bitches. You know, I really wanted someone to do this for me, right, Tyler?
What's that?
Rename all these. Did you get your PyRevit working?
Yeah, it's showing on my toolbar now.
Well, you should be able to use the revalue. Do you know how to use the revalue?
No.
Well, rename those for right now, and I'll show you how to use revalue and duplicate after I do my exercise. If Jaffe's willing to help me with this, that would be very worthwhile.
I think I renamed them floor plans, ceiling plans, and ceiling plans enlarged.
Did you name the sheets? I can have a dash, but I can't have a slash, right?
Correct.
Why is it picking it? That's pretty odd.
Well, what was that? Hold on. Forward slashes. Oh, yeah, backslash and forward slash. Never mind. Yeah.
See, what I don't understand is it won't let me boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. We'll make that one into an underbar.
I'll be right back. I gotta go grab a charger.
All right. Oh, what a bastard. Oh, I'm gonna have to do a fair amount more than this. But you could show me.
Yeah, we can give it a shot. But you need to identify ones that are duplicates first, or
Well, they can be duplicates and should actually be duplicates.
they might rename it. We'll try it. We'll see what happens.
Well, if you can put some kind of. Now, that one there, I want to show you something that I didn't know. All right. Nathan found this and it blew my mind. All right, so we go WT. Oh, that makes it an easy way to do that then. Watch this trick. So we'll just stretch all this down. So I didn't know that you could do this. Watch here. If I pick on this and I come to here and I say IC for isolate, oh, not isolate category. What is isolate element, Eric? HI?
I think it's just hover over it again.
II? See, those guys become a problem. The reason they become a problem is because I can try to go in here to description and can't rename it. You know why that is?
Nope.
Because of pricks. Because of pricks.
They're what?
Because of pricks. Because people who are pricks. All right? Because what they do is they go into that, if you go into that family,
it's a
you
type
find
parameter.
when you look down at parameters,
it's referencing
all the way down, you would find that when you got to the bottom, where description is under identity data, description, you see how it's grayed out because they put this crap in here?
Yep.
Never do that. You're a prick if you do that to someone. Load that back into the project. Overwrite.
Just to verify, so far every single sheet, whether it says RCP or not, is what you're talking about.
No. Show me your screen. Let me see your screen. What are you saying? All those those should say electrical lighting plan. Those
These
above
as
them
well.
should say electrical. Those should say electrical power plan. Those should say electrical power plan.
Okay.
You got electrical power plans and electrical lighting plans. And then Eric was supposed to tell us what the third electrical type was. None of them should say electrical. They should say electrical power or electrical lighting.
Okay. So everything that wasn't RCP is lighting and everything else is power.
Everything that was RCP was lighting and everything that was floor plan was power. So I can check this filter. You said you didn't like anything that had a... Oh, that's it? That's all I got with that quotation? Shit, yeah. Yeah, I know, bud. What about parentheses? They hang you up?
They're
It's gone.
not
Don't worry
listed
about it.
on the list I found.
I got rid of him. I didn't like it. He's a nasty looking sucker. What else we got? Slashes. Oy, oy, oy. Boom and underbar. Boom and underbar. See, this is where I am hoping to send Tyler into all of our old files to be able to harvest families. But I think you have to do this. And you know what? I just did a plus. I'm sorry, buddy. Oh, what about the end symbol? That's going to hang you, ain't it?
The ampersand?
Yep.
I didn't get... it's not in the list I got from Claude, so...
You want to see if we can break it, or you want me to get them out?
No, let's try it.
I can't imagine anyone would use a backslash.
I don't know. Some people don't realize machine readable characters are a thing.
Well, I'm close now.
Just remember to do a save before we get into it.
Oh, yeah. Damn you. How many damn slashes can you use? There's that bugger. So what Nathan found out is you could actually come here, and I think you can do another isolate, and it'll actually turn the other one off and turn the new. No, we'll have to. Let's see. You pick here. There's 4 of these guys, and isolate element. What the fuck? Where the hell are they at? How about highlight in model? Close. I don't think I need them guards. Fuck them. All right. Let me check my filter for the backward slash. That was this one. So the other one goes that way. None. Let's check it for the number symbol. Number symbol. None. I don't think we have any more. I think we're good. The void value would probably not be too good, huh? Looks like we got most of that nasty stuff. So that's a good process. Someone could do that. Another nasty one. Test 2. All right. So we want to go to Rhino inside Revit.
Yep. Well, I gotta remember how to do this. Hold on.
And then we start that. Shouldn't something be happening?
What's that?
Oh, do I hit this guy? I hit this one. Shows Rhino window. There it is.
No, the grasshopper window. You can close Rhino.
Don't need Rhino.
Nope.
Just this works. Just Grasshopper.
Yep.
So that's this guy here.
Yep. Family.
Okay, I get a window that looks like this. And all you ever do is sort of click in this screen. No. Yeah. I don't need this start guy. That's a start window. So what do I do to make a document? Do I just start working here?
You just start work. You're in a document.
All right. So I just come here and I say, what do I do? I got to go get all the specialty equipment.
Yep. So I think we want to. Hold on, I'm having a brain fart too. Family name. Yeah, so I think we're gonna query families. So you double
Don't I
so
write?
you you go up to
Go
that
ahead,
Revit tab.
Yep. Revit or Revit Elements.
Revit up at the top.
Right in
Right above
here.
your
Oh,
cursor.
this one. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All
Then
right.
so you can either double click and search for it, or it's going to be in the, I think it's Element tab.
And you said it was
could type
query.
in- yeah, fam. Yeah.
Query.
Space.
Fam.
Yeah. And you can usually just do like 1 or 2 letters of each word. Yeah.
All right. That puts the query of the families.
Yep. And so that C right there. So let's first go up to your display at the very, very top of your Grasshopper window where it says display. Yep. Say draw full names and draw icons. Yeah.
All right.
Much better. So yeah, now we want to query category.
So I need another query. Double click.
Yep. So you can just put Q space cat. That'll work. Space cat. There you go.
I make a query of categories, and that's going to go on this side, and I'm going to connect categories to categories.
Nope. I mean,
Nope.
There's a couple ways to do it. Nope. You don't want to do that. That's getting
All
all
right.
of them.
All right. Can I get rid of that?
You hold what is it? Control Shift to add remove. Which one is it?
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, so now you can get your category by names, right? So right now you're getting all the categories.
So do I need, what do I need to put? A list or?
Well, I mean, which you want to you were just pulling up
I
one
just want
category,
specialty
right?
equipment, just specialty equipment.
All right, so you can either put a
Do I
value
just double
picker.
click on this and I can do a text?
No,
Entity?
do a value. Yeah, or there's a couple ways to do this. So you could delete that.
All right.
Double click and go value picker.
Value picker.
There it is, third one up. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And put categories into that. So the output of categories.
Oh, the output of categories goes into that.
Yeah. You could
Like
put
that.
the name and the input, or you could just search the, now you can hit that search right there.
I'm not
Up
seeing the
above.
search.
At
Oh,
the
here.
very top. Yeah.
What do I do? Oh, I just click on it and then I just type in specialty equipment.
Yeah. That'd probably get you there right there. Yeah, right there.
Right there. That's what I pick. So that's now getting me just things that are of the category of specialty equipment.
Yep. And now you could drag that into the family.
Into this guy.
Yep.
And okay.
Just to the category.
Yes, to the category.
Yep. So now if you hover over the family's output, you'll see it's all the names of your families. So Revit actually, it's kind of weird on the family things. So the best way to do this is to do a family filter.
All right, how do I get a family filter? Double click and type in fam filter.
Yep. Bam. Right there.
All right.
Yep. And then you're going to use the family name.
From this family.
Yep. Because that's just that's actually a text output. So it's a little different than.
So families goes into family name.
Yep.
All right. And then if
All
I
right, and
hover.
then the output. Yep. So now you can do a query elements component.
Elements or element?
Elements.
All right.
And then hook up the filter to that. And that's gonna.
I took it a second.
Yep. And you might want to take off that limit if you got more than 100 family names there. If you hover over families, it'll tell you the name.
Hold on, let me do one thing real quick. Boom, boom. Specialty equipment. And do a save.
Yeah.
All right, now you were saying to hover over something?
Hover over families, just see how many what that output is.
Hover over families.
134, it looks like.
Yep, 134. That's so
So
limiting
if
it to 100.
Yeah, if you zoom into that limit input, keep zooming in. Keep zooming in. Hit that minus. Yeah, get that out of there. No limit.
All right.
All right. So now our outputs should all be a single family of elements. Add elements. Yep. Just click anywhere. Whoop.
If you want me to hover over this, or what do you want me to do?
Yep. Oh, interesting. Oh, so that's getting all the. That's not what we wanted to do. Hold on. It's been a while.
I'm not opposed to hitting this tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll give it a little bit. Hold on.
So you're telling me it's 134, and I'm telling you if I come here and go filter, come down here and say this, say grand totals, okay, 478. But that's because there's multiples of some of them.
Oh, I know how to do it. We did it the wrong way. Hold on.
Are we going to start over?
Yeah, sort of.
What does this thing do? Find your way home, compass. The not having a pan is a bitch, buddy.
Where's type family? I thought we had a type family. All right, so we got to do it a little different.
All right.
Yeah, because we actually need the family symbol.
The family what?
The family symbol. That's what the actual like, because Revit's kind of weird like this. So now you're gonna let's do. Where are you? Double click. Search for element classes. Yeah. EL class. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Search for family.
Family symbol? Is that what you said?
Yep.
All right.
I've got the definition already done if you want it. That's nope, up one more up, family.
Okay.
Then a class filter after that.
Good Lord, I don't know how you got all that. And this plugs into that?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you can copy that query elements by selecting it, dragging, and then tapping Alt.
Was that this
Nope.
one or this one?
No, that's the one we took off the limit.
The one we took off the limit. Was that this one?
It just says filter on the input. The last one.
Oh, this one here?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying I pick it and then hold control and drag? No.
No, just start dragging it and tap the Alt. Boom.
Alt?
Yep. Bam. Yep, and then just rewire that to your.
No. How do you rewire that? Like this? Yep.
Yep. And then what's the output on that elements? Oh, just hover over there.
257, curtain wall panels, curtain wall mullion, specialty equipment.
Yeah, so here we could either combine our category filter. Where's that category filter?
Right here. No, families.
Yeah, we could do a category filter and then combine those. So yeah, let's make a cat filter.
All right. What plugs into what?
You want your category going to that.
I don't see a category, bud.
Use the category you searched for and got through the value picker.
Oh, back over here, this guy.
Yeah.
So I drag and then I say Alt. No.
Oh, you could just no. Well, you've already got that. So it makes it's specialty equipment. Yeah.
Hold on, it's dragging. All right. So what do I do? Drag it and then hit Alt. And then I put that on this side.
Yeah, or I mean, you didn't need to make another one. You could just drag the output of that one.
Oh, delete that. I could just drag this output all the way over there to there.
Yep.
That's what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Then you just reshuffle these. These all really go away, don't they? These ones up top, or should I leave them?
Just leave them for now. I'm still figuring out what we're doing.
All right.
All right. So we can combine those filters. Whoa, where are you? Okay, yeah, there's that filter. So now we want a OR filter. So you can go up to the filter pull down, or you can type it in. Yeah, the logical OR.
Logical OR filter.
Second one down on the right.
That's
to the right.
on the right. All right. And I put that right here.
Yep. So yeah, you're going to combine your category filter and your class filter.
So what you want me to do is take this into filter A.
Yep.
And take this one into filter B.
Nope. Yeah, filter into filter.
From this side? Oh, from this one?
Yep. Bingo. Now that filter goes into the elements. Yeah. Yep. Other way, but yeah. Oh, I guess you could do it that way. So now we have all our specialty equipment families that are actually the symbol.
735. It's getting all kinds of stuff.
Really? Maybe we were supposed to do the other one. Logical or? Oh, no. Oh, you're right. Damn it. No, that one doesn't work. Hold on. Wrong filter. Union filter, maybe, perhaps? No, that still gets them all. for algebras. Maybe that doesn't work with the class.
Do you want me to give you the link so you can test it?
No, that's all right. We just got to do this a little different way. It's not working the way I expected.
Let's do it tomorrow so I can give Tyler a little bit of work to do and let him draw till 10.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
You see what I'm pushing for, though, is I do want to go harvest these families. I do want to get this shit done. If I've got Tyler and Nathan, and they need exposure to families, we got to give them a full baptism by fucking volcano and fire and damn tsunami and everything else, because you have to be good at families in order to really be able to make any money in this business.
Yep. Yeah, it's just a matter of kind of sorting through the Revit API here and then gathering our families, and then we could rename them.
Well, you play with a little bit so you can see if you can get some specialty equipment, see if you can help me to walk through a little bit smoother path so you're not guessing at the same time.
Sounds good.
And we'll get together tomorrow and we'll shoot it on the video. That way we're starting to get some Rhino stuff in all of these videos, because this is broadcasting, all right?
Sure thing.
I don't need to save anything, but if I wanted to save this, had I done something, all I do is I just do save document.
Correct.
And then I can put it wherever I want it. Is it best put in with the project, or is it best put in a folder that's just for Grasshopper objects?
You usually put it right where you're working.
Right where you're working.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I put my Grasshopper routines in with the project.
Yep. You can make a special GH folder if you want. But...
Right. Almost basically like a family folder. I'll have a Grasshopper folder.
Correct.
And then I could copy that Grasshopper routine into another job and be able to open it, but make adjustments for the job that I'm in next. Maybe I don't want specialty equipment. Maybe I want something else. Yes?
Exactly.
All right. I'm excited except for one thing.
What's that?
You know what that is, right? Did you see it? I only have 10 days left.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. I got a license.
All right. I'll probably work on cleaning this file up a little bit so that I don't end up with duplicate names, because that's the only thing I didn't double check. And then maybe around 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow is probably when I was going to start the stream.
We can identify those duplicate names and make that a little easier.
All right. Oh, you can. Well, listen, dude. Watch how easy it is for me to identify the names.
Yeah.
All I have to do is say sorting and grouping.
Yep.
And just sort by description. And anywhere the family name is empty means I've got multiple family names. See, I've got 3 different objects here that have different families. See how that name is different?
Yep.
So those are all I have to do, and I'll just go through and I'll fix those handful of guys so I don't have any duplicates. You saw and I'll be honest with you, you may even be able to help me with the remove those bad characters as well.
Yep. Yeah, we can try. Yeah, we did that a bunch on on those previous ones we did.
Right. So if you don't mind jumping on sometime tomorrow after 10 o'clock, I'll probably be on there.
Sounds good.
All right, Tyler, show me what you got, buddy.
So I did through here, and I stopped after lighting because this is where I got a little confused.
Let's go. Those would be enlarged electricals.
Is this all right, though?
Nope. The sheet is correct, but you didn't do it for the view.
Talking about here?
Yep.
Okay. I kind of, like I said, I stopped because I had questions, but I saw you were in the middle of some, so I was waiting.
Yep. Nope, don't do it now. Keep going. Show me the so then you got plans.
So power.
How about those guys? Did you name those views as well? Go up.
I didn't name any of these. Oh, it took, I guess.
No, you got to control what you're naming. All right, so that's what you need to double check that stuff. But go ahead. Then you got down to 1, 2s are electrical lighting plans. That's correct. Okay.
Yeah.
And the views named electrical lighting plan. So you got to surf all these sheets. Those sheets.
Why did these not take, though?
Because they were overalls. You just didn't go to the overalls.
Oh, do I need to rename these two?
Yeah, they need to be electrical power plans.
Okay.
Eric, what was the other type of sheet that he needs? A power plan, a lighting plan, and a what?
Oh my God. Telecom.
Okay. Do you mind walking him through on how to create that?
What is he doing? Is he doing them just in the 1/8 inch or in the overalls as well?
Nah, I think you probably just need the 1/8 inch. I don't think you need overalls about that. Matter of fact, maybe you don't want to make the overalls to be both the power and the telecom.
Right.
What I'd really like you to do is help him to get this sheet, the electrical set up a little bit better, so we're prepared to put the rest of that information in.
What do we do for settings for telecom if there's no elements, no entities in the project?
What do you mean?
We're just setting the sheet up. That's it.
You're setting the sheets up. Yep.
Okay.
And you can see all of his sheets need some work. And he needs to create a view template and apply that view template and go through that routine. If you don't want to do that, that was where I was hoping Nathan was going to hop on tonight. I sort of thought he was hopping on. Right now, my ass is a little chapped. Okay. So my honest opinion is what I want Tyler to get till 10 o'clock. He told me he was going to give me 3 hours a night this week. You said something about tomorrow night. You're not going to do anything?
No, I have to pack up and get out of the fucking rental.
All right.
Yep.
When do you get back to home?
Friday night.
Next week. So tomorrow's Thursday. Are you working Friday?
Yeah, I'm packing my shit tomorrow night, working Friday, going home, and I'll be on some point in the evening. I don't know when I get off yet.
Do you think you're going to be able to get 3 hours? You're going to try to get more than 3 hours on Friday? What are you planning?
Like I said, it depends what time I get off. Hopefully more than 3. It just depends. If I get off at 5:30, I don't get home till 7. But I can do 8 to 11, hypothetically.
Eric, if you could try to give him a half hour of instruction till 9 o'clock and then let him work till 10 o'clock, I'll sort of watch, but I need to take a break. It's been a fucking real long day with a lot of families and a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
That grasshopper shit yet. I was trying to watch. I'm not ready for that. I was looking at the shit he was doing, the grasshopper, and it looks really cool. It looks like it's designed to be friendly on the eyes, which I like, but there's shit that I would need to know before I even could comprehend what the hell you're doing.
What you need to do is you need to get it so that you can flip those sheets and they look like they're worth some money. Otherwise, I can't sell them. If they look like that right there, what I see on the screen, that ain't worth shit. I don't want to see plumbing. I want that plumbing grayed out. I want the ductwork grayed out. I'd like to be able to see it, but I'd like to barely be able to see it.
Did we get the updated lighting on this?
He's updated all those lights last night.
Okay, good.
It's pretty interesting. If you look at the view that he's on right now, look at the classrooms along the far north wall, and then look at the classrooms along the far south wall. No, I didn't want you to zoom.
So
Sam?
two different people worked on it.
Two different people working on it. And on top of it, the ceiling grids aren't intelligently centered at all.
Do they have the bulkhead on the window? Probably not.
They do have the bulkhead on the window, but there's another bulkhead that's supposed to be around the well, that's pretty cool. There's another bulkhead that's supposed to be around projection screen.
Oh, gotcha. There's no grid in there.
Oh, look at that. So if Eric's a little bit low, I can come here and say edit mic settings and do this. Automatically adjust mic view, turn that off. Eric, say something.
I'm right here.
Say it again.
I'm right here.
Yep, it works. So it allows me to adjust that volume for you.
I think it was the third floor that had the grid you were talking about.
The third floor is missing the grid on the south side, or all around?
There's one. This.
They didn't get their lights in the ceiling grid.
Nice. All right.
It wouldn't hurt to show him how to put shoulders on those enlarged plans. That looks like something he could do. Let him do one or two of them and then tell him he's got to come back and catch them all. I want you to give him a half hour so that he can work for an hour. We can't be doing all 3 hours of training. We need to get the clicks. He was supposed to be clicking in January.
All right. Zoom into that enlarged call out bubble right near your cursor. It was right about that one right there. So what he's talking about with that shoulders, if you click on that call out, the one that has the two, there you go. Well, not that, but click on the black one. There you go. Now stretch you got two dots on the leader.
He should. Yeah, and it already has the shoulder on there.
I was just going to.
You should have caught that. You should have caught that one, buddy. Clean that up. Why do you got that running across your light?
Huh?
Pick the
Why
dot
you got
that's
that
right
bubble
near the
crossing your light.
The call out bubble is going to it. There you go. Now click. Nope.
I gotcha.
You want the dot on the bend of the leader line. Nope. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. It's the other one. There you go. Now straighten that back out. Now bring it down just a little bit further so you're not in any of those lights.
Right.
Make sure you have that guy clear out in the middle of so he's not being covered up by anything across the board.
There, help him make the drawings look better. I appreciate you jumping back in. Did you have anything you needed me for?
No. Are we just
tomorrow? I'd like you
to in the DAVs tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I was just gonna say. So
right.
Jump on when you wake up and wait for me till I get up. I'll probably be starting to stream around 10.
You want to make sure you center with the grid. Don't worry about their light. It's just location.
It was tripping my eye. I couldn't tell if they made a mistake or I did.
Yeah, I'm sure theirs is off by a smidge. It didn't look like they did a
good night, Tyler.
Job. They've got ceiling tiles in the janitor's closet, ceiling tiles in the toilet, ceiling tiles in the electric room. It's fine. All right, so let's go to your floor plans power.
Let me close all this.
All right, let's make these look a little nicer. So we want to get a filter on there so we can turn all of our plumbing and duct gray. Well, it looks like we might have something on there already. All right, we need to make sure you got to remember that filter because we need to apply that to whatever that other sheet was where we weren't getting that effect.
Okay.
We can cancel out of here.
I was gonna say, are you good with the? Okay, yeah, it looks like all the plumbing's out here.
Well, you're going to see
This
it.
was a weird thing to me. I don't know what this is.
Do we not have lights in there?
I think we did, but I don't know why this is black. Yeah,
Go
there's
to the
something.
reflected ceiling. Go to the reflected ceiling plane at that area.
That just got changed to lighting.
Yep. You're fine. You got lights over top, but I don't know why that's black. Oh, it's the height of the light. I guarantee you.
I think we actually did talk about that. He wanted me to.
Go to the ceiling plane again.
I'm gonna undo that actually.
We're at 10 feet.
Yeah, I think they moved him down to 9.
All of them. It's because there's no ceiling in that room for some reason.
It's because of the view I'm in?
You're in the wrong view. When you did your BX, you went to your 3D view. You want to go to 3D coordination. Otherwise, you won't see anything except for electrical elements. Turn that crop box off. In the properties box. On select in the middle of white, you have the light selected. Click in white space.
There we go.
That section box. Go to your 3D views. You want one called coordination. Now go get that light and do a BX in here, and then you'll be able to see all the ceilings and other stuff.
Yeah. I think we said
We
we
better
put it
put
at
all
9
those
on
lights
1.
in. I would grab all the lights in that room at the same time.
Is that good? No, that's not good.
That's fine.
That is good?
Yeah, you want to cut through the ceiling. You want to be on the bottom side of the ceiling. Theirs is wrong.
Gotcha.
But when you go back to the floor plan to select all them, you're going to have one that you have at 9 feet and the rest are at 10. How are you going to get them all down to 9?
Yeah, I was just making sure that was the right number before I went crazy.
Go put them at 9 and then go look at your floor or your power plan sheet and you'll see it should have covered that black spots up.
Let me.
We didn't have to turn that section box off. You can leave that one on.
So, what is the easiest way to do a whole floor and put them all at 9?
You got to do the whole floor?
Do I not? They're all at 10, if I'm not mistaken.
Then
Every floor.
Go to the 3D view. Flip it up in the plan, up in the front. How many of those can you select in that line and move them down? See, the ones that are already moved down are going to be the problems.
So put it back to 10.
Well, that or make sure your selection box is real tight. If you're telling me that if you did a right click on the 2x4 light, yeah, one of those, do a right click, select all instances in the entire project. I would just put them all at 9 feet right there.
How do I do that here?
It's elevation from level. It says varies. Just click in the varies and say 9 foot.
Okay.
The
And
ones
do
that
the
are
same
left
with the
are going to be
2x2s.
those other ones. Those are going to be the hanging ones, correct?
And the 2x2s and the cans.
Oh, yes. It's the 2x2s that I'm concerned about. The hanging ones can stay where they are for now.
Elevation from level, same thing, 9. So leave the hangings.
Nope, I'd leave them there. The can lights, I will get those and put them all at 10 or at 9.
Okay.
We got 90. There you go. Basically, the hanging ones are going to be in a ceiling or in a room that has no ceiling, so their height's going to be adjustable.
Yeah, they're gonna hang them with wire wherever they want. I gotcha.
Yep. And they're usually a little higher because they want to be above whatever equipment's going on in there.
Okay.
All right.
So that's
Let's
good
go
now.
back. Yep, that's good. Let's go back to our power plan level 1.
Did not fix it. Oh, it made it worse.
That's all right. You're going to turn their lights off. We're not going to have their lights visible.
Okay. So it's because I'm actually under them now.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be that way. It should be the reverse of that. No,
I was
that's
gonna
right.
say because
That's
this
right.
one was like that before we did that change.
And what is that plumbing stuff coming from? Is that coming from our file?
That you talking about like these right here?
Yeah. Yeah, that's our sanitary. Okay, that's our stuff.
Okay, that's what Nathan did
It's
then.
because you're in. It's because you're in
Coordination.
medium mode, not fine mode. And this is what we have to tweak. This is what we have to get correct.
Okay.
So, let me think about this for a second. On a power plane, would you show the lights? Think about that for a second, because that's something we got to figure out. All right, what else on this sheet is not reading correctly that we want to read correctly? I wish I could click on something. Let me think about how I want to get you here. Do a tab and click on one of those lights. You probably have to turn your select links lock off. Nope, down in the lower right corner. The first one. That will allow you to select links. Now tab and get me one of those lights. If the link is pinned, you still won't be able to.
Got it.
Recess. Nope, that's ours. Hide that one and then select the other one. It might be pinned. Turn your pin lock off down at the bottom. It's 2 away from the other one. There you go. I'm sorry, I'm just drawing a blank right at the moment. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out how we can shut these lights off with the filter.
Could you just turn architectural off? No.
Well, no, because we need the rest of architectural.
One thing that confused me is the architectural versus the architectural interior.
The architectural interior is going to be furniture and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
It would just be preemptive. Zoom out a little bit. Is the 2x4s and 2x2s all they have in there, or is all they have 2x4s?
All they have was 2x4s. They didn't do any 2x2s. They didn't do anything in corridors at all. And they didn't even do all of the rooms. So some of them that we did, we just left how we had it.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you got to remember those lights are they're in a different file. So we're in the electrical. Those are in architectural.
Yeah.
I can't for the life of me think about how to turn that off. I know how to do it easily, but it's something we try and avoid doing. You would have to go into the link itself and set its visibility, but we want it to be set by the master view.
Could we turn transparency off or on or?
No. I'm really sorry. Just got to give me a second.
Oh, you're good. I'm just trying to.
I'm also looking at zoom into go to the left a little bit with your cursor. A little bit further. Right there. Zoom in right there. What am I seeing? Okay, I'm seeing the pipe from the other floor. No, I'm seeing the pipe for that floor. That's fine. I was just trying to figure out what it was. All right, I got my view open. Just give me 1 second.
Is that not the pipe for level 0? Because that's where the bathrooms are.
Correct. It's the pipe in the ceiling for level 0. I think our cut plane needs to be looked at. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Yeah.
What go into level 1 and tell me what the view range is. It's down the ways just a little bit. I think you might have already passed it. Right there. Yep. What are you undoing?
I thought I clicked the annotation crop. I'm not sure if I did.
I got you. -9 to level 2. It's that -3. We want to change that to -5 for all of them. The -9 and the -3s all need to be -5 inches.
Shit. Okay.
And I'll go back down to that area so I can see what we're seeing.
So that's good.
So we will be doing that to all floors. We're making floor 1 look good. Then we're going to apply
The template.
the template.
I can't wait till I can put every single day towards this so I can actually retain this shit instead of doing it little bit at a time, little bit at a time.
That's the best way to do it, is be able to stay immersed.
Yep.
What am I seeing line-wise over coming off that chase? I see 2 dashed lines, gray lines. Zoom in, go to the right a little bit. Go to the right. Go further. Right past the stair. That one right there. What are those lines? Those are coming from this floor.
They're coming from the chase.
Okay.
We're going to the bathroom, and then these
So
go
we
to
have
the
our
88
filter on our
bathrooms.
pipes. We have our filter on our pipes, but our ducts are not showing up. Give me a VV. We don't. Yeah. Why aren't we seeing any ducts? There's no mechanical file linked to this guy.
Oh, I have the mechanical turned off, I think, at the moment. Let me fix that.
Okay, just trying to figure out why things are visible the way they are.
Yeah, I gotcha. There you go.
We need to get their lights turned off, and I think that's almost it. I'm not sure what else we would be looking for. Okay, whatever we do to turn those lights off, we'll just add it to the template after the fact.
So go ahead and do the template apply here.
Well, we're going to create a template from this view. I'm just making sure we have everything set the way we want it. We're in shaded mode. We're in prime mode. And our scale is set to 1/8 inch. Yep.
Do you want those callouts being blue the way they are?
What's that?
The callouts, how they're defaulting blue.
They're always going to default blue. If you see that blue line, it means you can click on it and takes you hyperlink to the view.
10-4.
And so you'll see those on your sections, your elevations, anywhere that you can double click and take you to another view. All right, so I would right click. I would click on electrical power plans level 1 and do a rename. And then copy and paste the electrical power plan to your clipboard. And then right click on that same view. Nope, you didn't get it. Right click on the view name itself, on the electrical power plan view name. We're going to create a view template from that view. You didn't right click on the words in the project browser. Yep, right click right there.
Okay.
Now you say create view template from view and hit paste. And it's going to say you already have one. Nope. Okay. Now in here, go to scroll down a little bit. Go to view range and hit edit. Nope. It's right at the bottom. There you go.
0.5.
Your associated level needs to be the top one needs to be level above, and it needs to be -5 inches.
Everything else, leave.
Yep. Say okay. And say okay.
Discipline.
What's that? Oh no, make that electrical or coordination. That's one of our problems right there. I think we're going to make that electrical, but that's fine. Try it for coordination first.
Okay. Then just hit okay for now.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So go over to your properties box and scroll up now. Let's make that change in here so we can see what it visibly does. The properties box, the top one.
Yes, sorry.
Scroll up. And yeah, down one more. Where it says plumbing, change that to coordination. Let's see what that does. You weren't actually applying that right then and there.
Right. This is not what you want, is it?
No. Switch it to electrical and let's see what it does. Zoom in on one of the halves just so I can see what it's doing. Flipping black lights are killing me. He did say he wanted the plumbing and duct grayed out, right? He did want it on there.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Click on all those plans except for roof mechanical.
You click here and click that, right?
You need to do a shift. That's fine. Right click. Apply view template now, but don't click it yet. Go change your right here. Go change your coordination to plumbing,
Electrical.
electrical. I'm sorry.
You're good.
All right, say it. And go look at each of those sheets, and everything should be looking pretty much the same now. And did you put lights down on this level?
Yes. Yeah, I did. Where they added the drop tile,
Okay.
which, I mean, they didn't do much, but they
And
did
the reason
drop.
you're not seeing the grids and anything is because we're in the floor plan. We're not looking up yet.
Yeah. Am I going to turn the pin and links back off so I don't fuck shit up?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. I want to baby proof myself as much as possible until I get a little more
That's fine. We just need to remember those few things because you do need to select elements through the link file a lot
Yeah.
for investigation. Have these diffusers not been moved into place yet? Doesn't look
That's
like
a
they have been.
Nathan question.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have been yet. That's fine. I know he wasn't working today, so. All right,
That better?
that should be you. And if we still have to clean up, when we go back to clean up those lights, if we have to clean up anything else, all we have to do is adjust it in that view template. Okay? You adjust it in that view template, and then you apply it to all the views. There's some serious bad stuff going on here.
What you got?
I'm seeing walls that are coming through that shouldn't, but I'm guessing those are the walls that are coming up through the floor.
So you need view range, correct?
There's nothing you can do for it. We'd have to go into the architectural file. Nathan did it for us last time. You have to go into the architectural file and select all the walls that you can see from the floor above and make them go down 5 inches.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to ask Brian how he wants me to go about that to make these clean. Because I know that process probably will have to be done again. All right. Now we need to make the telecom plan. I would duplicate, just I guess start with level 0. Duplicate it.
Just the view?
Just the view, yep.
With or no?
No, yes, with the, it's not going to matter, but yes, you can say it either way. There's no detailing on the page yet, and anything that is detailed would be lights, and it'll go away when the lights get turned off and the cable tray, cable tray and the conduits get turned on. Now, Nate, change him from electrical power plan to
telecom plan.
Telecom plan.
So is this going to be like your internet, your fiber optic?
Yep, speakers,
Gotcha.
video, those monitors in the rooms, the electric boards in the classrooms, that kind of stuff. Take the copy off the end. Sorry, give me 1 second. All right.
I need to.
No, while you're on that view, yep, we got to make a new view for it.
Mm-hmm.
Go to edit type. Say duplicate. Say telecom. TELE. There you
go. Mechanical?
You're going to end up making a new one for it.
Okay.
Wait, did it actually apply that? Go click on the telecom flyout. Don't close the one you're in yet. It's right below. It's right below the list you're in.
There it is. Yeah.
Open him up. Oh, you already in it. Scroll down on the properties box. Let me see something down at the bottom. View name, view template, none. Okay, we're good. Now, if you right-click and duplicate all of those views, change them all to telecom and put them all in that view, then we'll create the filter for those.
So
I would have copied and pasted the electrical telecom plan verbiage from the other one. Electrical telecom. Does it need to say electrical in front of that?
That's a U answer.
There you go. That's much better. See how much easier that is? You don't have to keep retyping it, and you also don't accidentally misspell something and make it look stupid. No, trust me, you can. There's typos.
I'm laughing because I can imagine. Yeah.
And if you think about it, if you're copying and pasting, then there's no way you're getting a typo unless you get the same typo everywhere.
Yep. There's just a lot of things that like people don't, or let me rephrase, people use certain little shortcuts that I just didn't because I didn't do something repetitively enough.
Yeah.
And you said don't worry about roof mechanical, but do the roof, correct?
Yeah, for now. I don't know. There's gonna be much telecom on the roof, so that's why I'm like, eh.
Oh.
You didn't do the duplicate.
Nope. I sure didn't.
Nope. I would hit escape right now. Hit escape twice. There you go. Now you don't have to hit rename on this. You can double. There you go. You know the double click. Okay.
Yeah. I honestly don't even know where the rename is unless it's just right clicking on it and doing it. Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay,
right,
so
select all 4 of those, or 5 of them. Go up to your your floor plan power. Nope. Click on floor plan power. You already have a new one now. Switch it to telecom. There you go.
10-4.
Now, scroll up to the first one in the list right there. That one, the electrical power plan level 0. Hit the plus in front of it. So you see how we got our 3 sections in there. Do you remember how to get those three sub views into the other one?
I don't think that's something I've done yet.
Okay. What you're going to do is actually go to level 1. You can hit that minus back. I just wanted you to be aware that those you know what those are, right? Those are the subfamilies that break it up into the 3 parts.
Yeah, the 3 sections of the actual building, south,
Yep.
north, and middle.
Exactly. So right click on the level 1, the main, the parent file, and say apply dependent views. And we're going to apply it to all of the telecom ones. Make sure you unselect the one at the top.
Yeah. And just hit OK, and it should do it.
Yep. Now,
nice.
Do you see what it's called them? You can stretch your properties box out
Dependent.
a little if you want.
Instead of area 1.
Exactly. So you have to go, and everywhere it says dependent 1, it becomes area A. Everywhere it says dependent 2, it becomes area B. And everywhere it says dependent 3, it becomes area C.
That's not what I wanted. It is
you do that, fix
go.
those, and then go fix any call outs that you can find. I'm gonna go smoke, and I'll be back, and we'll go through the next step. Okay.
Okay.
That one should take you a couple minutes, and then, like I said, go look at your enlarged level tags and get them off lights. Oh man.
A little bit of back pain.
A lot of back pain.
I was going to say, it sounded like it felt good.
Yep. I've been dealing with it since I'm 25 years old.
You do a lot of stretching?
I do now. If I don't, I can't move.
Yeah. I want to say I was probably about 21 and I started doing the same thing.
Well, I had until about 3 years ago, every doctor said surgery, 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 and I just didn't want to go through surgery again. So I just would do rehab and get back to good, and then it would hurt again and whatever. And I just found that if I can be religious about my stretches, I can keep it at bay. All right, I'll be right back.
All right, for the last three, can you hear me? Don't
Yeah.
rename those. Don't rename those. Scroll down some more. All right, hit plus on the level 4 and plus on the roof. Select all of those ones that say dependent. Pick the first one, hold your shift, and pick the last one.
I didn't realize he had PyRevit.
See the revalue command on PyRevit? No, other direction, revalue. Well, you passed it. There you go. Okay, so pick on the first one, and it's going to put that value up there at the top. Now, up at the top, delete everything except the word dependent. Just leave the word dependent. All right, now go down to the new pattern and type in area. And say apply. See, now all you got to change is the 1 to an A, the 2 to a B, the 3 to a C. That is really weird. You stretched your browser too big, I believe.
I did it temporarily. Yeah, I did that temporarily.
Yeah, but it's not working for you because it's not working. It's got a bug in the software, is what I'm saying. Stretch it a little bit smaller so you can see where you're at. Go over there to where you're at. There you go. Now pick on that level area 3 or 2, whichever one. You should be able to see that. That is so weird. Okay.
Did I spell area right?
Yep, that's it.
It might be the font, but okay. Something's fucking with my head looking at that area.
No, that's normal. Now you know you got to sheet all those, right?
I'm gonna act like I didn't hear that.
Yep. Tell Eric to help you sheet them. You got to sheet them. Put the key plan on. I won't worry about making a legend, but you have to sheet them suckers because making the view doesn't do anything. It's not till they get on the sheets. And you needed help creating sheets. You needed time creating sheets. So tell Eric to help you with creating sheets for the telecom. Okay.
Is there gonna be something I should worry about tonight or Friday or Saturday?
Oh, you got time.
Okay.
That'd be a good way for you to end. If he shows you how to sheet them, then you should be able to sheet them for a half hour and be done. We'll see you, buddy. Good night.
Good night, man.
Oh man.
A little better.
Not really. It's too cold out there to get any pleasure out of it.
Brian popped in and said that we have to turn all these into sheets now too.
Yep, exactly. Have you done much sheet setup?
I did a little bit with Nathan at one point, but it was not much.
All right, let's scroll down and let's see what our sheets are named and let's see where they're going to go. They're going to go after the power plans, I think. Hopefully we got numbers after that. Nope, electric lighting is after that. Telecom will be, look, scroll up just a little bit. Your first sheet is 120A, electrical plan, level 0, area A. You got 3 for each. So you're going to do 130A.
Mm-hmm.
So create a sheet. Up at the top, it's the last one on your very top bar. Nope, the very, very top. That one right there. Create a sheet. Yep, that title block. Now change its number. Down, click down in the right corner. Nope, on the sheet. It's underneath the Tyler thing. No, it's A, 130A. So let's go ahead and create 2 more sheets real quick. And you'll see it's going to create 130B, 130C. Create another one. After you've created the C, you're going to go change it to 131A. Create 2 more sheets. And repeat that process till you get down. Let's see, we got 5 floors.
You know, I think I learned something, or I realized something, I should say, tonight.
What's that?
Got into BIM hoping I would get more sleep and more money.
You will in the long run, eventually. It'll take about 10 years. I'm telling you, I worked a lot of hours in the early years.
I see the more money, but it seems to be corresponding with more hours.
Just till you get up to speed. You know, you're not going to come out of the gate being able to produce like Brian and I can.
Oh, absolutely. So we got 130 to 135. Should I stop there?
Hit cancel, go up and see what the last one is on the other one.
124.
They didn't do a roof one. We probably won't have a roof one, so that's fine. You probably just leave them in there for now. So go to the first one in the list. Nope. Oh, actually open it. You will have to do all that unnamed, but I'll show you what we're gonna do. It's pretty slick. So just go to the A sheet.
Let me get all this out. My OCD is killing me.
You're gonna have to open those all up. If you would have done this properly, you would have just closed them as you finished them.
Okay.
Click on the border for me, and let me see the properties for it. Is there a visibility checkbox on there? No. Double say edit family. Up at the top in the middle, right below the word add-ins. There you go. Click on that purple circle down in the left corner and turn its visibility on. And then push him back into the job. You could have closed them, but that's fine. All right, that purple square. Now scroll up. See if you had all your sheets open, which I'm going to have you open them all in a second. Keep scrolling up. Find that 0, level A, drag it in there. Put the circle for that tag right on that guy. Doesn't have to be accurate, just as close to the center as you can get them. All right, that's it. That's your sheet. Now, if you click on the no, go back in there. Click on the where it says electrical telecom plan. Copy.
Okay.
And then go over to your right there. Yep, and hit paste. Now you're going to do that for all the rest of these sheets. So what I would do if I was you, scroll down.
I gotcha. I see where you're going with this now.
Yep. So, but just listen to me now. Do it in reverse order. Start at the last sheet, which is going to be 34.
C.
34C, and then open them all up backwards. Double click. See, if you would have left them all open, we could have done this. So just be patient next time, okay?
I gotcha. Let the OCD lose.
Yep, that's fine. Now if you scroll up and you drag that on the sheet, now you want to keep scrolling back up to find these things, and just put them on one at a time. Copy that view name into the other one. Try and do it without zooming in. You should be able to get that circle tight enough without zooming in.
Close it as I go? Is that what you were saying?
Yep, you can close them as you go. That way you know when you're done.
Why is it snapping? So I'm guessing you didn't step outside for a cigarette.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I did. I just smoked a small bit of it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was too cold to stay out there any longer.
You're in PA, aren't you?
Yep.
I don't know why it's snapping, but oh well. I thought you were on the wacky tobacco.
Sometimes, but not as much as usual. Trying to cut back.
I had to quit years ago. I just started getting fucking anxiety attacks.
Well, I probably started when I was about 39 or 40 years old, and started smoking it for pain.
It definitely has some benefits in that world.
Yeah.
I think I was like 13 when I did my first presentation to a school about medical reasons and tax dollar reasons as to why it shouldn't be.
I'd say when I was in high school, there was no question on whether it was going to be medicinal. There was no thought of it being medicinally legal ever.
But it was still kind of the devil's lettuce then.
Yeah, I did it a few times in my mid-20s with my first wife, but didn't really ever care for it too much. It wasn't until that benefit of the pain going away came on that I decided to utilize it. I'm only watching you out of the corner of my eye, so when you finish, just let me know.
Okay. I don't know if you've ever had an unpleasant experience with it, but do you know what it does when you mix it with painkillers?
No. Never
It turns
had
painkillers off.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I learned that the hard way when I had a surgery when I was 13. And I lied to them and said that I didn't because I wasn't going to fucking admit I was smoking pot. And yeah, it turns out surgery hurts real fucking bad when the painkillers don't work.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, and I couldn't exactly tell them that shit anymore. So not doing a telecom roof currently. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Well, we already have this. Should we just make the sheet?
You can make them, but actually, no. Just delete the sheets and delete the views because I don't think they're going to be utilized.
Delete these for.
Actually, shit. See, the only thing I don't think there's going to be any need for telecom up in there. There would be need for power and lighting up there, though. I would say.
Is it better to have a sheet with nothing than not have the sheet?
Go ahead and put them on a sheet. I do think they'll get deleted, but go ahead and put them on a sheet.
Okay. Well, yeah, just a cool tip. If you're ever in pain and you have painkillers, don't fucking mix it with pot.
Yeah, actually, my second wife she had cancer before I had met her, and she was addicted to pain pills for a very long stretch in the early part of our relationship. And I got her smoking marijuana, and she was able to actually quit the pain pills.
I bet.
So
even when she would take them, she probably didn't even realize it.
It was there is some benefit to them, is all I'm saying.
What, to the pain pills?
No, to weed.
Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of benefits to it.
Weed's much better for you than pain pills. That's I would have to say.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh God. Oh.
Yeah, I still
all right, all done?
I believe so.
All right. If you go to the first one in the telecom flyout, hit the plus in front of telecom. Go to the first. Go to the level 1 area A. So on this one, can I set the filters up? The lights will still be there. Actually, I don't think the lights will stay on these ones. Maybe they will. So what I'm thinking right now is the VV aspect of this, or the view template aspect of these. We're gonna need to create a view template for these called telecom, but I don't know what else we want to change on that.
Compared to the electrical floor.
Correct. And you could actually, I think if you go to manage, do you see a view templates anywhere on here? No, it's under view. Look for something that says view templates. It's the second one over by modify. Nope, all the way at the beginning. All the way to the left. Keep going all the way to the left. All the way.
Oh, okay. You said modify, and I was looking right there.
And say manage view templates. So because this one is so similar to our power plan,
just use it.
Could do power plan, duplicate it. Call it telecom plan, electrical telecom plan. Make sure you put electrical at the front just because it keeps them in the same grouping.
Electrical telecom plan.
All right. And we're not going to change anything because we don't know. I don't know what filters we want to change, but this guy's at least created so we can apply them to everyone and be done. But every one of those have the other one applied to it already, the power plan one. So they're already set up basically how we want them.
Right. And worst case later on, we'll come and turn the lights off.
Exactly, and
Basically.
then reapply it to all those views for the telecom, and then you're done. And the same thing for power plant. So we're not done, but we are close. We've got everything set up so that when we have the final ideas of how we're going to make it look, we can apply it and be done.
Yeah. I got you.
All right. I'm trying to think of what else needs to be done. Why don't you go through the 1/8" sheets and clean up any of those
Call outs.
call outs?
1/8" is going to be working, correct?
No, it'll be in the power plans, I think, right now. But I'm pretty sure those call outs show up everywhere.
Looking for my electrical rooms. Where are my call outs?
Check your level 1. I don't think level 0 got done.
Oh, I think you're right. Yep. Where are my call outs?
All right, maybe they are. Oh, they're on the overall sheets. That's why.
Okay. Let's see if I did level 0. I don't think I did, but
if you didn't do level 0, we will need to at some point. Why am I not seeing any of them? I know we saw them on one of the views already. Are they only in the working plans? They should not be on.
Are they in enlarged?
No, those are the enlarged.
Oh, yeah. Let's look. They're not showing still.
Go to level 1 on the overall.
They should be right there. Because we saw it right here earlier. Oh, you know what?
They're on the ceiling plans?
I think so. Yep.
Which is the lighting plans. So that means that you'll probably
redo that.
No, I don't know. I don't know if we want them on the lighting plans or we want them on an overall plan. My guess is that those views, those blow ups are going to show everything. Like they're going to show the panels, they're going to show those switches, they're going to show everything.
That's what I'm saying. So they're probably going to end up on the overall.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to need Brian to help with that one. Remind me that when we get him back on here.
Where's the notes? Where do I find that in this freaking thing?
What notes?
When you open a file and it shows notes.
Drafting views. The bottom one right before Legend. There you go.
Current notes. Call outs.
What? Just say call outs. What sheets do they belong on? In other words, I would just say what sheets do the call outs belong on? Because I don't know if we're going to want to do a call out for each of those enlarged spaces for each of the disciplines, the telecom, the power, and the lighting. I think we want just one.
Look good?
Yep.
Okay. I think I can remove this one, right? I think we did that. The
Remember, you don't remove it. You cut it and paste it.
Put it over here. That's what I meant. Yeah. I think we can put that one over there, though.
Add electrical floor plan. I think you've done that. All our floor plans are basically set up. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Unless that was when this sheet was just, or when this file was just created, and that was the.
I think that's what it is. I don't think anybody's touched this other than me.
Okay.
Fix cut plans on plans. We still got to do that. Yeah.
My phone won't charge anymore. I'm getting really sick of it.
You got a mall near you?
I have a mall near me, but there's nothing in it anymore. I'd have to go to a Walmart or something or Best Buy.
I was gonna say there's a bunch of malls in the Charlotte area, and I take it to the little booths that fix your phone screens and ask them to clean the port, and they get little tiny tweezers out and pull like little hairballs and shit out.
Yeah,
Shit that you can't see is in there.
well, it's been doing it for over a year now. It's this phone's probably about 5 years old, and the battery won't hold a charge for
Gotcha.
I get like a half a day before my battery dies.
Yeah, I
It's
get
time
you.
to upgrade, but I don't want to spend money on a phone. So, and
Yeah.
and our mall is it's like two of the main stores. There's nothing in the middle. It's really the only thing that happens there anymore is old people go there to walk during the day, or so they're out of the cold.
Yeah.
They're actually turning our mall into a casino soon.
Nice. Because we don't have enough of those, apparently.
What's that?
I said, because we don't have enough of those, apparently. Damn it, that was
Right.
something I meant to talk to Brian about. The Gastonia Kings Mountain Casino project.
Uh-huh.
He was asking, he mentioned looking for some big jobs, and I was like, dude, that's the one if you want a big one right now.
Is Century doing that?
No, MT, or I don't know who's doing it. I know a couple guys that are doing the structural. They're doing the ironwork. And
Okay.
from what I could Google online, it's actually the GC is called Catawba Nations. So I think it's some reservation shit.
I got you. Can you scroll down over in your project browser and let me see what sheets you have down there? Hit your plus on your sheets. Towards the end, I want to see the end of the list. I want to open the 3D views.
Can I do? What the hell is that? Is that supposed to be there?
What do you mean?
You see legend, reflected.
Yeah. They should all actually have that. I'm not sure why those. Oh,
Just-
because we haven't put those on our telecoms. Hang on. Something's wrong here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's weird looking.
No, that's right. Right, that we didn't put any legends or anything, which we need to do. Okay, that's what we need to do. So each of your sheets, click on that 30A, and then go to 30 or 20A. Open up 20A as well. All right, so
This and that.
yep, I would just grab all three of those things.
Is that going to be shift click or control click?
Crossing window.
Oh.
Or that's fine. No, the crossing window is the other way.
Oh, that's the forbidden one.
Yeah. Just make sure you don't go. There you go. Now hit Control C. Go to the other one and hit Control V.
Where the fuck did my other one go? There it is. Okay. And then
Actually, hit Modify, Paste, original. No. Click the down arrow.
okay.
Under Paste. No, the down arrow. There you go. Paste line current view. All right. Now,
Why is that thing there still? Floor plan.
that is your floor plan. That's the view that you carried in there.
Okay, so that's
now
supposed
you
to
have
be
three things in there. Now you have that view and you have two legends.
there. Gotcha.
All right. So they should all look like that.
Oh, I think I just saw something I don't want to point out.
What's that?
Reflected ceiling plan needs to say electrical lighting plan now.
Yep, it does. No. The reflected ceiling plan is the category that it's under. Then it does say electrical lighting plan.
Okay. Thank God. I thought I had
Don't
to
panic.
delete
You're
all
fine. All right. I would
go to each sheet and then paste.
well, no, I'm thinking we need to make that electrical legend a telecom legend. And we need to make the electrical notes telecom notes. So we need to duplicate those two views. I think that's Brian, are you listening?
He said goodnight already.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, I only got 12 more minutes on, so if you want to call it here.
Do this for me. Copy that key plan to all your sheets so we don't miss out on that. So if
Okay.
you click on that key plan. Now, see, I didn't want to paste all three of them in because I think we're going to have to take that out. But if you click on that key plan right now and come over here and check the box for B and turn the one for A off. All right, say apply. You don't have to say apply. Just go on the screen. Go back to the A sheet. Click on the key plan. Say Control C. Now hit paste. The down arrow under paste. Align selected views. Find your all your A's
In
for the
telecom.
30s. Yep. And click on. You might have to stretch the box. Well, yeah. Just nope. Now remember, it's already on the first A. There you go. That one, and that one. And hit OK.
That one's probably going to need deleted, but okay.
All right. Now go to the B sheet.
Do the same thing.
Do the same thing.
Align to selected.
Nope. You didn't copy the thing to the clipboard, did you? You got to get the one that says B. Then we're going to have to make one that says C because the way they're set up. So you just click that and say Control C. Yep. There you go. Selected views.
And then B.
Yep. Go to your C sheet. Hit paste, align current view. It's going to give you the B one, change it to the C one, and copy that one out. See how quickly that all works?
Yes.
Once we have those legends done correctly, the electrical legends and the notes, we will then copy and paste those to all the sheets.
I gotcha. Because right now the electrical file on A was showing plumbing notes. Are there going to be additional mop sinks and janitor's closets?
Yeah, we need to modify that. That was just kind of a placeholder to
Yeah.
you know what information we needed to take with us.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know where else to go. I'm sorry. I'm having a just a horrible time deciding what that plan wants to look like, but without having all of our information drawn, it looks empty if you have everything turned off. So hopefully Friday night we'll have a better outlook on how we want those sheets to look, and we'll make those modifications that we've got left. And then hopefully I'll talk to Brian about those lights as well. Put that on your note page.
Talk to him about the lights being black.
Yeah, just say and this isn't for Brian. This is just a reminder for ourselves. Just say, get architectural lights. Just say get architectural lights to represent correctly. Which means off, but I'm not sure exactly how we do that. All right.
Does that work?
Yep.
10-4.
All right, then you can save that, post it,
Yep.
and we'll get caught up on Friday, hopefully. And hopefully tomorrow's a better day because I was sick as hell today.
You got that norovirus? Sounded like.
I don't know what it is, but my stomach just said you aren't doing anything today except for running to the restroom every 20 minutes.
Yeah. It might be that Nora. That's what Courtney had right after Christmas while we were in fucking Vegas, of all things.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
What'd you go to Vegas for?
Her family just surprised us at Thanksgiving. Was like, we're all going, got us tickets. And we went for, I think it was 4 days. It was pretty fun.
Where'd you stay?
It was called the Desert Rose.
Okay.
It was
Not on the strip,
just-
I take it.
Not on the strip, no. It was right across the street from MGM Grand.
Okay.
Yeah. It was walking distance to the monorail, so it was work.
That's cool. You enjoyed yourself?
First 2 days I was a little cranky because my whole goal was to get shit-faced at least one time in Vegas and then do a little gambling.
Yeah.
And the first 2 days she was sick, so I was a little cranky. And then the third day I got blackout drunk and got lost for 3 hours. And then the other two that were with me got blackout drunk, and somehow I was the one that knew where the hell I was and directed us back to the hotel. I don't remember any of it, but they said I was the saving grace.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd ever find myself in that city again. I had an unpleasant experience while I was living there. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I had a run-in with the police.
Ooh, fun. Did you
No,
get
it
a
was not.
headline?
What's up? No.
Ah.
No, my skin's the wrong color for that.
Oh, shit.
No, seriously, my friend that I worked with was a black guy, and he said he was stunned at what happened to me. He's like, he said, "You have the complexion for protection. I don't understand why that happened to you."
Damn.
Basically, what happened was I was going to a doctor's office, and some car decided they wanted to road rage against me, and I just was like, do your thing. I went to switch lanes, and they cut me off. They sped up and cut me off as soon as I put my signal on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got in the lane behind them, and they slammed on their brakes. You know how that game gets played.
Yep.
Well, then the guy ended up following me to my doctor's office, and he wanted to fight me, which I was more than prepared to fight him. But when I got out of my car and he saw my size, he decided he was afraid to fight me, and he went back to his car. He walked towards my car. He went back to his car and got his police vest and pulled it out. But when he came over to harass me, he never identified himself as a cop. And so I didn't believe him. And he grabbed a hold of me, and I went into my doctor's office. I shook him off and went into my doctor's office, and he called for backup, and they came to my doctor's office and came in and beat the hell out of me.
God.
The guy never identified himself. So I don't have much affinity for police.
I can attest to that. I've been very lucky myself, but I've seen some of my friends in situations we were all in together get treated very poorly. Usually, like you said, the complexion.
That's one of about probably 20 experiences that one's the worst, obviously. But I had a cop in Charlotte claim that I was racist, and he was trying to provoke me into a fight. I had cops multiple times side with what my wife was saying, so therefore I was the bad guy.
Oh God!
Just all kinds of just ridiculous. You know how cops can be.
Yep.
All right, man. You have a good night. We'll chat.
You as well. Feel better, man.
All right.
Alrighty, man.
Later.
Later.